Welcome to week 6 of Shadowguard. I had you guys muted still because I'm a professional, and now I'm going to unmute you guys. So I didn't mess up. I'll just eat later.
Okay. We're making bacon.
Hello, everyone.
I'll eat later. Yes, hello, everybody.
Hello. Hello at home.
Sorry.
Greetings.
Quite frank. But yeah, welcome to week 6 of Shadowguard, where we believe it's week 6. We're trusting Jazzy on this one because I didn't officially look it up myself. You know, and if she betrays my trust, then I will kill her character. It's fair and fair. That's how it works. So, welcome back.
Well, she's the only one that can count, so
we're in trouble if we kill her character and she quits. Yeah.
Yeah, we're fucked.
So Charlie, do you have any announcements or anything like that before we start up anything?
Welcome to the Chop Shop Network.
Cool. I guess I have a slight announcement. Nothing big, but I have been making basically Monster Hunter World, huge game right now. Everybody loves it. I have been converting every single monster basically in Monster Hunter, except for some of the subspecies, into monsters for D&D. So I have finally finished all 20 Elder Dragons, which took me forever. And that should probably be up on Reddit tomorrow morning. I will also post it in our Discord once I finish that. And then I only have maybe another 30 monsters to go, and I am completely done with every monster in Monster Hunter series. Yeah, other than that, I don't really got too much else. I guess we can just do a quick recap. Does anybody want to give the recap, or should I do it?
Well, real quick, I want to talk about your Monster Hunter supplement a little more. So, is it out already?
Most of them are out. I have like your theropods, which are like your jaggy, I have like your flying wyverns, which are like the Yin Koot, I can't think of them all the time.
All those names are crazy. So, well, my last question is, where can we find those? Do you have a link you can post?
Yeah, I can post the Reddit post. I posted it about I think a week ago in the Discord, but give me half a second and I will pull it up.
You should definitely post it, and I'll post it again later in the session when some more people are in here, because I know a lot of our viewers are D&D players themselves and also Monster Hunter players, so that might be something people are very interested in.
I will post that. I've also was talking to someone, and he suggested that maybe I do a compendium, set up some kind of system to actually use these monsters with the loot tables and convert it into an actual gameplay, which I have some ideas for, which I might do next. But you can check out all the ones I've created so far at that link that is in the Twitch chat right now. Feel free to check it out. There's probably, I think last time I counted was 60 monsters. There's probably closer to 80 of them out of those lists. Nice. Plus the additional 20, probably 26 I have done right now. I'm just finishing up their lore, putting pictures in there, and then I'll be posting that tomorrow.
Cool. Excellent.
Yeah. So.
Well, yeah. Now let's recap. Yeah, I wanted to focus on. We need to promote you more, man. I don't do it enough. I always forget. I'm just too excited to play D&D.
It's cool.
Me too.
I mean, I forget myself, so. But if you guys want, I guess I'll say that really quick. If you want to catch me doing stuff with D&D or just playing some monster and stuff like that, you can find me at twitch.tv/Melwind. And I guess we'll do a recap. So thank you, Charlie, for putting that in the chat. Anybody want to give their own recap of what happened last session, or shall I do it?
I think Jazzy should.
I was going to say, recap is stop letting me do shit on my own. That's my recap.
That's not the recap. That's the moral of the
that's
story.
That's the moral, yes.
Yes. But you need context in order to tell the story.
Go ahead, Jesse.
Okay. So we went to Wolfpine because that's the last place we heard the mysterious undead controlling girl was.
Yes.
And when we got there, the town was on fire, and there were bandits. And Luke had the great idea to try to contact them.
The cunning plan.
With a little note
the cunningest.
on a bolt.
I forgot about that.
They danced, so we talked to them.
That's how we decide.
Are you friend of foe? Yes.
The bandits were not happy about us being there. So we fought them.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't fight them. We murdered them.
And then you
Okay,
proceeded to
we
torture.
Slightly, yes. And
No, I proceeded to torture, which is not a good thing to do, but I did it anyway.
someone's junk got shot off.
I forgot about that. How could I
None of
forget?
None of
Sorry.
us could recognize their little crest thingy,
Right.
but
Oh, that's right.
Because we suck.
because we suck.
But we know it's from a foreign country.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's about the only information you guys actually know. Yes.
And then we oh yeah, we had Osgood with us.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
brought into
The greatest
battle.
character of the entire story so far. Cut down in his prime.
We brought into battle with us. Unfortunately,
Oh, I
he
like
did not
Nancy.
make it
That's
out of battle.
It was more sarcasm. It's because you remember him as a good man and the best man because he's the first one to really die. So
I remember him being.
No.
I remember him being creepy. I remember.
he was
Pretty
not
sure half of
creepy.
our
He was just on a
party
mission and he was dedicated to that mission.
Yeah.
If
maybe.
it happened to,
He was
if it
very
just so happened
passionate.
that he had to deflower all the women in the entire countryside, and that ended up being his mission, that's not his fault. It was a calling from the gods, in his own view. There is music going on. There's a slight like ambience. But continue, Jesse.
All the townspeople that they were holding hostage got murdered because we suck at everything. Luke almost
You-
died, but thanks
You
to
forgot how we got to the
me.
center of the town, which is
Oh
I
yeah.
had the brilliant idea to pretend that I was sent there by their boss, who was actually
Brilliant.
there.
Who's the
they,
guy?
they
His
let me
name?
walk up. They let me walk up to him, so I was like, "Sure, let's keep trying to make this lie work." 'Cause,
You were
know,
trying to
why not?
pretend. You were trying to pretend that you knew the boss, whose name you did not actually know. You didn't even know.
I had to know it.
The guy.
Obviously, you did have to know it. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, you could identify shit, but I digress. Because I'm in that pile of not knowing shit.
Yes. So you guys ended up fighting a bunch of bandits all at once, including the captain. And you only survived, basically. Luke, you survived because a man in black robes saved your life. Because he was not done with you. Or at least they said they were not done with you.
Didn't I kind of say like I gave him the potion?
You brought him back to life, but he was stabilized prior to that point. He just would have woken up in 4 hours, which would have probably meant he would have been dead, or at least two of you probably would have been dead before he woke up. So yeah, he was that, but all the villagers decided to fight with you, and all lost their lives because of it. And that's where Luke dies. On my death save.
No,
right there.
it's 2 or 3. Hold on. I would have stabilized. Fuck you.
So yes. And that's kind of where we left the group. You guys are battered, bruised, in the middle of town, surrounded by just dead bodies everywhere. The town to the northeast side of the town is just lit aflame. What do you guys
I
do
will
right
take
away?
a
And
short
Osgood
break.
is laying dead, pool of blood just under him in the middle of this area.
I vote we take a short break and use some of our hit dice.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Okay. You guys are just gonna sit in the middle of town. You're gonna find somewhere to hide.
Oh no, we're gonna hide in the building because we're smart.
Let me see
Duh.
what I'm
That's
looking
not on
like.
fire first off.
I have 11 out of 18 hit points.
You regained a lot from that staff.
Yeah, and I have 7 points left on the staff. So that's what? That's a little over.
I'm 10 of 23.
That's
That-
a little over 30 seconds.
If you
Don't
want
you
to
get
use it on
charges?
just yourself, yes.
I'm going to do as such.
Okay, so you're gonna like walk off to the side somewhere away from the two of them and just drop the staff in the ground and sit there for 30 seconds while they're like maybe
It's-
looting bodies or something.
As soon as Magnus sees the last bandit fall, he like just plants the staff and stands there for like 30 seconds until he's fully healed.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go over. So Luke is unconscious right now, stabilized, or
Everybody's
I'm in the building.
up right now. Luke
that's
was
right.
brought back by Elle giving him a potion and he did not go down again.
That's right. Okay, so of course I'm gonna go check on my teammates, see how they're doing. But I don't want to rest immediately. First, I want to check around town and holler. I want to call out.
Okay.
And so Magnus walks around town and
Well,
kind of.
even as you're starting to walk, like, because you're not, I mean, if you're going around the whole entire place, you do hear like small skirmishes still going on in the town. So there
Around
sounds like
town.
it does seem like there's still bandits in the area.
In that case,
and
I'll
other
rest.
villagers.
I'll
potentially.
rest first then.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you start like walking, like, oh shit. Okay, let's go hide. So you
I
got
too would like to start my rest. Can I roll my hit dice now, or should I wait?
which? I just want to know which building you guys are going into.
The same one that
Currently
they're
the one.
already in. Yeah.
Okay.
By they didn't mean me.
Okay. Is Elle is not in there. So Elle, I'm assuming you joined them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
I
in
will.
there yet.
I'll drag you guys over there really fast. Okay.
Ready.
So
Steady.
you guys are going to hide it in this. Why don't you guys give me a stealth roll or a survival roll, whichever
I don't-
one you guys prefer, to see how well you're able to like kind of avoid notice.
I'm already in the house. I imagine I do a pretty good job not noticing.
You're
being in
all
the
you're
house.
all in the house.
I know, but I was already in the house. That's probably why I did really well.
So ironically, Elle, the stealthiest one of the group, has the hardest time trying to hide. And that's really because you
'Cause the
guys,
house-
as gnomes and halflings, are able to hide like in like what you did in last session, Luke. You hid like under like a little like nightstand, like in between. So you guys are able to find like smaller areas to keep yourself covered while resting in safety. Whereas Elle's more like hiding under the bed. And she's a little bit too like tall, and maybe like her
I
feet
think
stick
this
out or
house is
something.
designed for halflings, and that's why she's having a hard time hiding.
And that could also.
Nothing small enough to get underneath.
So, let me see. Let me just find out what you guys hear. Would someone roll me a d10?
Not I.
Just a standard D10.
Just a
I'll take the
D10.
responsibility.
I want to know what you guys hear or see or what happens. Okay. So, as you're resting in the area, you hear footsteps, not like right at your the house you're in, but nearby you hear murmurs of voices, not a little far away, but still kind of close.
Can I
seems
use
like-
my hit dice before I investigate out the window?
I mean, you're technically resting. Like you're just like peeking out. And you're gonna look up, but the hit dice happens once the full short rest finishes.
Poking my head out.
Oh man, just fucking wait, Luke.
So Magnus, you start seeing
No,
Luke
not
getting
that.
ready. No, so Magnus,
I already rolled a really bitchin' stealth
I'm
roll.
just-
I
I'm just-
demand that be
That,
applied.
that was out of character. I didn't say that. in
okay.
Character.
I was wondering, Magnus, if you're gonna try to stop him, or you're gonna let him like, God damn it.
I'm just gonna stay as
Do I have a
hidden as
mirror? If I have a mirror, I'm gonna like.
do you have a
hold the
mirror in your
up
explorer
and not be
pack or whatever
directed-
pack you have? Because that'd be the only way you have a mirror.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure there's a mirror in the building.
Okay,
cheap
so you're
place
gonna
is this?
rummage around in the building to try to find a mirror. Is that what I'm hearing?
It's gonna be like
Can
a
I just-
full-sized mirror. You're
I,
like,
I will use my
Drags
dagger.
it along the floor.
I will use my dagger, which is probably very polished because I've never used it, to kind of peek out the window.
Oh, that's fine. So you kind of like poke it out the window. You catch the glimpse of about 3 or 4 bodies. You can't really tell exactly what it is with a dagger perfectly. They're kind of far away. They're probably slightly farther than the middle of the town square itself. Like they're on the opposite side of it. And seem to be kind of like one seems to be crouched over the bodies.
Which bodies?
They would be somewhere. Let's see here. I got to ping it on this one.
Crouched over the bodies means nothing to me. Are they over here?
They're like
Or are they over here?
no, they're over like here where I just pinged and just moved the map. So they're,
Oh.
in the center by the
they're
well.
like right here, roughly. You guys can see that ping. I don't know if the chat can. So I'll ping it in.
Use the theater of your mind. Imagination. Sorry.
Magnus, you're kind of weird, but there's some guys over there at the center of the town. Should we wait a little bit and then see if they're still there and just blast them, or
Magnus literally does not respond as he's just like under a table with a notebook, like like trying to read spells.
Okay, there. I imagine you're busy. Let's just ask the other one there. You there. Your whatever your what's your opinion there of the situation?
What is being seen?
There's
currently?
a few people that he kind of relays information that he through his dagger. He's able to see a few people crouched down in the middle of the town square, kind of looking at the bodies.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy with those bodies there. I guess it's really not creepy because we'd be doing the same thing, except we'd be taking their shit. But that's different. That's different for us.
I feel like looting corpses, yeah, it's probably pretty regular.
I assume we should stay here until they pass at least.
Okay.
Magnus like looks up from his notebook and is like, yeah, listen to her. You listen to her now. And then I just like go back to like flipping through my notebook.
Okay. Luke, what do you do?
I guess I do nothing.
Okay.
Wait. You wait and heal yourself.
Patience is a virtue, Luke.
Don't you have spells?
That's why I'm hanging out. I don't have. Well, yes, I do, but I don't know if I get them after a short rest. Do I get them back after a short rest?
Look at your spell, known and prep stuff that's in your character stuff. That way you can figure that out. But okay, so you guys continue to hide out. Eventually, this group moves along and out of sight. You're not sure which way they went. And nothing else really happens.
Sorry,
that's fine. Nothing else really happens for the next. I usually do 15 minutes, but I'm gonna try to go with an hour in this because it makes sense with the arcane recovery. But for the next hour, nothing really else comes by the center of town. You hear screams. You still hear a little fighting off in the distance. You can see as you peek out, you can see the fire burning, and it seems to be getting closer to you from the northeast side. Like it's starting to spread further and further.
Great.
But other than that, nothing happens. You guys can expend your hit dice. You get experience for your kills. Let me actually tally that back up for you really fast because I have the number of things you killed, but I don't remember how much experience you get for it.
Did we not XP up last time? I don't remember. I never remember.
I do not believe so.
Okay.
I usually try to give experience out when you guys rest or like when you complete a quest, which in this case you have not done either yet until just now.
Dope. And that means I can go ahead and spend hit dice now, yay?
Yes, you can.
Sweet.
Everybody should have 2 hit dice. I don't think anybody's expended any.
So, by the way, if it's okay, based on Magnus being aware that there might still be bandits around, I'm going to take retro-con my staff use. Is that okay?
That's fine. I'll let it go. I'll let it go this time.
I don't think, well, just because you gave me the description after, I don't think he ever would have planted it if he would have heard there was more.
Correct. That's fine. I mean, that's understandable.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, because Magnus would have known, and he would be like, okay, we'll wait.
Yeah. I'd been like, yeah, I'm taking cover instead of standing here.
Right.
Do you just add the number to your current HP?
Yep.
Yeah, whatever number you roll is what you add to your HP.
Damn, you rolled amazing.
Yes, you did. Rolled a 7.
I'm gonna go ahead
D8.
and now that I'm in the house here, can I stand up and plant my staff for just 3 more healing?
Yeah, if you want
top
to just
Top
plan it that
myself
way.
off.
Are you gonna do it just for yourself, or are you trying to help anybody else who still needs health?
It has such a low charge. I just need 3 more points to be full, so I'm just gonna.
Okay, I just more meant because if anybody else is in the area of it, they also get healed for that 1 point, which means it'll knock out the extra.
I guess here's the question, Luke or Elle, are you guys both full after your hit dice rolls?
Oh, after my 2 hit dice, yes, I'm at full HP.
I'm 6 off.
Okay, so Elle can have the last 4 points, which drains the staff
Okay,
until I take a long rest.
that sounds good to me.
Cool. So you gain an additional 4 healing from my staff of spring rains.
Thanks, man.
Mm-hmm. It mists a little indoor storm on your head that heals you.
Mm. All right. So for your guys, you guys know, you guys in that short period of time killed 20 bandits and 1 bandit captain. You each gained 317 experience for that kill.
Oh my goodness.
So where does our grand total at?
That's not my job to figure out.
What was the one more time the number?
317.
317 plus 1317 is what I had before.
Yeah, so I was just showing.
Are you sure we didn't get it last time? Because I'm at 1317.
Yeah, because you got you started out with 300. You got, I believe it was
All right.
700 experience. You got a lot of experience for the
It's
quest complete.
Just a coincidence. So
Yeah.
my total is 1634 out of 2700 to level up.
That's what everybody should be at right now.
1634 out of
Did
2700.
1627?
34 out of 2700. I typed it in chat.
Okay.
So that is what you guys are at.
Excellent.
Okay. So there's still fighting going around or off in the distance. Like I said, the fire is raging, spreading through the town to the northeast. You guys don't know any information about the girl, and Osgood lays dead in the center of town.
Okay, so Magnus is gonna turn to the rest of the party and say, you all have never seen me do this before, but my training as a mortician and my necromantic background, I can kind of speak with dead people. Not fully. I can ask them yes or no questions. So maybe we should talk to Osgood and some of the dead folks around town real quick.
Quick, follow up there. What kind of questions can you ask?
Anything with a yes or no answer. And they don't have to be honest. Some spirits don't like to be disturbed. But it could be useful. I don't see why Osgood would not wish to help us even after he's passed on.
Well, what kind of questions were you thinking of asking there?
Well, for Osgood, possibly about the book and the truth of its location. And if it even really exists, he might just be a lunatic.
Is it really worth asking him there?
I'm
Or,
just saying,
maybe
that's
you
3
could ask some of the-
questions.
What do you mean? What is 3?
That would be
Did you
3
hear
questions.
something there talk about question number count or something? Or am I just going crazy?
That's 3 questions for Osgood, just to narrow it down to 1 question for him.
I was just saying whether the book exists or not was really the question, or whether he's lying or not
Mhm.
about it.
I think that's kind of a waste. I think he seemed kind of an honest fellow, kind of wackadoo, quite, yeah, I think we should just ask somebody else a different kind of question there. Maybe the bandit captain would be a good choice if he's not in the mood to talk, because I don't know if they really can talk or not, or how that works, maybe it's up to a professional, but, yeah, I don't think we should ask Osgood anything.
Well, here I have a question for you guys, or you, Magnus, in this case.
Mm-hmm.
To ask these people a question, you have to perform the burial rites on them, which
Mhm.
means that they are going to be sent to their soul will be sent to the underworld in a sense. More than likely, these people are evil beings; they will have a horrible afterlife. But is it, in Magnus' opinion, better to send them to the underworld or let them return as like a zombie or something like that?
Well, I mean, I don't think he cares either way. I think, I think first of all, because Magnus is a good guy, I think part of the reason he got into it was to help people. So when people want burial rites, he's more than happy to give them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And send them along. To him, though, it's all research. Like, I feel like he's pretty cold to it. You know what I mean? It's all like data. Whether a zombie is more useful than a spirit answering a question, you know what I mean? It's to him, it's like what's the best use of the information I have? So.
Okay. And obviously, you want to give Osgood his burial rights. You don't have to ask him a question necessarily, but you could if you wish.
I definitely am gonna just bury Osgood regardless and prevent him from being raised. But first, I think we can wait on that. So I think Magnus would say that, like, maybe we should check out the fire and secure the town if you all want to do that before we start burying folks.
I figured if we find any survivors there, yeah, they could kind of help us along.
Agreed, and we need more information. With this fellow being dead and everything that happened, we are very low on information, and this does not serve our quest well.
I'm gonna have to agree on the situation that you proposed.
All right, let's check for survivors first. Possibly put out fires that are manageable.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Continue.
All right, so I think Magnus is gonna walk around town. Probably just the neighboring houses that are the closest burning house.
Not unescorted.
Yeah, of course. But I want to specifically look for fires in houses I think that I could easily put out with my Ray of Frost cantrip.
Okay.
Because, I assume some fires are just too big, no matter how many times I spray them with that.
Right.
If there's anything he can prevent, or any folks he can at least like make a path for them to escape, things like that.
Okay. I think maybe the thought that Magnus has is the man that was in black. When you guys first saw him, he was throwing firebolts or some kind of fire spell in kind of the southern area. And looking down over here, you see like lights. I'll ping it. I'll actually move the whole map. Down over in this area, you start to see like little wisps of smoke kind of appearing. Like it's been burning for an hour, so there's bigger smoke piles here and there, or smoke stacks. But other than that, that might be your best place to save. Whereas if you look to the northeast, you just see, in a sense, just billows of clouds of smoke.
That's been burning for obviously longer time.
It's kind of where the original fire started, and maybe that man was working his way down and around.
Well, so, Jazzy, were you gonna say something?
No.
Oh, I thought I heard you. I'm hearing things, I think. So actually, in that regard, I think really Magnus's main interest here would be the man in black.
Okay.
And yeah, so I guess Magnus turns to Luke and asks him, so what do you remember about going under?
What do I remember specifically, Aaron?
You remember the conversation with the bandit captain, and then how you insulted him, and then tried to run for safety, for cover, and being stabbed in the back with 2 daggers as you collapsed onto the ground.
I got this now.
Okay.
No, I know that. I kind of remember calling that guy a doofus or something of the nature there, a hoser, whatever my standard thing is. And then I remember running away and not having long enough legs, to take me fast enough. Just so you know.
Okay. You don't remember the man in the black robes.
You, Magnus, and Elle both heard him say that they have plans for him during this fight. He definitely said it loud enough for you to hear.
So I'm gonna tell this to Luke. I'm gonna be like, so a man came in a black robe that we saw before. Remember?
Yeah. I expected you guys to kill him first because that's what I told you to do prior. But
by the time you were talking to the captain, he was left our sight. I was at the whim of the bandits. I'm sorry. Regardless, he curiously enough came back and helped you, stating he had plans for you.
Don't you know? Those hosers, they had plans for everybody. If it wasn't me, it would have been you or Elle or anybody else. Don't assume that it's me specifically there.
Can I insight check, please?
Yeah, go and roll a deception, Luke.
What am I decepting? I don't even know if this is true or not. Is this true? Is what I'm saying true? I don't know.
The man in... I mean...
So I feel like think it had some. Okay, regardless.
In this case, you feel like at least in Luke's perspective, what he's saying is what he believes.
Sure.
That's kind of what you get from this. You don't like literally believe him, but you at least think that's what he thinks is what it is.
Okay. Magnus kind of gives up and says, "Well, regardless, let's go see if we can put out the fires he was starting." And then I want to lead everyone to that southern end of town there, where I may be able to do some good still.
Killing me, Aaron. You're killing me, dog. Making me lie to my allies when I don't know I'm lying. Awful.
Well, you're not. You don't know if you're lying or not, though.
How would I know if I'm lying or
That's the
not?
point. I was using your deception though, and you're like, because you could have been like, I don't actually know, versus making something up, which would have been the truth. In this case,
The truth. Have you heard of it?
which would be, I
thought
don't know
this
the
is-
answer.
This is reasonably the truth, though, right? I mean, reasonably what I was saying is the truth. If not me, it could have been them.
Yeah, you know, a half truth, a half lie is still
I
a
think
lie.
I say even your truths are full of shit. So
I would be insulted if I had feelings, sir.
Well, the last place you knew the man in black went was to the south. It's been over an hour since the fight, though, so who knows where he could be. You could try picking up his trail if you wanted to. You could continue to look for
more
survivors.
more interested in putting out fires and finding survivors like before.
Okay, so I'm assuming you head south then to where you last saw him, and then that's where you're gonna try to put the fires out and whatnot.
Yep, I want to lead the rest with me if they'll follow.
Do you follow?
I do not object to this.
Okay. Well then, you guys head south into that area. Magnus, as you get down there, there are fire blazing everywhere. There are ones you're able to contain in houses you're able to save, but you spend probably a good hour with the other two kind of keeping watch, keeping an eye out as you put out the flames and save more than likely about 3 to 4 houses, including the very large one towards the middle of town. During the time, the fighting seems to start to die down. There's less screaming. There is less noises of combat around you. And then on, I think, the last house that you kind of finally finish putting out, you're exhausted, you're tired, you're breathing heavy, is when a group opens the door and they go, "Is it safe?"
Yes, come out. We're here to help. We're with the Shadowguard.
No, can you prove it? Is that kind of leery, they're kind of opening, but not sure?
I flash my pendant under my
Judge Coat.
but not a quick flash. I
No, you
fully
pull it. You kind
and
of.
then I say,
The name is Magnus and Marigold Munch from the Whiteborough chapter. Please, come. We can help.
You hear a
could-
voice behind go, "There's no way a bandit would name himself that." So, a man behind a younger woman opens the door and goes, "We cannot thank you enough." He goes, "You saved our home. You saved us. We would have rather have died to the fire than died or captured by the bandits. It was a better death."
I understand. Well, at least there are some of you who have made it, and if you help us, perhaps we can find more in the village.
Of course. He kind of directs you. He goes, "If you head towards the north west, there is a well that actually can be used as a place to hide. There's a small underground little cave at the bottom of it, where more than likely some of the survivors could be hiding that were in that area."
You think more townspeople are there, so...
Yes. That's,
Well, what shall you do?
Yeah, it's not safe to stay here by yourself. You should just accompany us, and there's safety in numbers.
But you're going into potential danger.
Don't you want to check on your comrades and your friends and family? Do you not care?
Of course I care, but I'm not a fighter.
Then it's settled. You should join us there and keep an extra set of eyes out. Because you could just let us know if something bad's coming. Because more eyes are better.
You know your way around this village better than we ever could.
Kind of looks at both of you. Kind of looks at his wife, his
we
kid.
got a beautiful woman here too. She can also
He looks at his wife, and then he looks at his kid. The wife looks back at him with the angriest eyes you've ever seen, and then stares at you, Luke, like, "Shut up before I kill you." And he goes,
Magnus coughs and elbows Luke.
I meant that she could keep she's obviously a distraction to any bad guys, so that's how she keeps you safe, obviously.
He kind of looks at you and goes, I guess that makes sense. Sure, I will keep a distance. But if I see danger, I will warn you, but do not expect me to fight.
Oh, that seems awfully fair.
Yes, very well then.
We'll protect you. Don't worry.
So I guess we want them to try and lead us to any places where they think there might be villagers hiding aside from the well. I guess we can check that last. I'm just more worried about burning houses and also bandits left in the village. I want to clear it.
Okay. So
Right? Am I wrong here, guys?
Oh, no, definitely. I agree. Murder everybody.
We did all the hard work. If there's any of them left, let's try and find them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, while saving any villagers or fires, etc. I know you said the northern half is probably
Northeastern half, basically all. Let me just do a little. I'll just draw a quick.
Am I back?
You never left. We literally heard you say you got disconnected.
Yeah. I didn't see you leave. Oh, but you guys are going all slow now.
Oh no! Is my stream dying? No, I'm still good.
I don't know. No, it's just my Discord, I think.
So basically, everything in this little red circle at the top north. I'm gonna ping it so chat may see. Will it work when I? No, I don't have. It won't work that way. It'll work this way though. Everything over. Yeah, well, I had it on the draw still. I figured I'd try it. Everything up in that area is basically in flames.
Okay.
And it's spreading. You basically put out most of the fires to the southern part over here. Saving that. There's burns, and parts of the buildings are destroyed. They might have lost some stuff, but in general, you saved those buildings. Now the fire is spreading, still trying to spread south, and it's still trying to spread to the west. From the north. So with you guys going away from that, the fire will probably spread once again, unless you're able to put out a massive fire in some way or shape or form.
When I was, a young lad, I kind of saw how when they fought fires, they would kind of, dig a trench, or make a big distance where fire can't jump. And, sometimes they would just make things so, wet that they couldn't catch fire. Maybe we could just go with that approach.
Ray of Frost and a bunch of stuff like that. It's probably going to take some time. Magnus, you could spend the time kind of basically soaking these closest houses, trees, and grass. And then while the other two maybe go figure something else out, unless they find buckets or something like that and make long trips back and forth from either the fountain or the well you guys are supposed to go to, or the well in the middle of the town.
Well, perhaps we should retrieve Jericho. He might be useful now.
He seems kind of skittish there. Maybe he won't be, all game for that. Maybe we should find someone a little bit more gun-ho about, helping his fellow friends and family.
Well, whatever you think. I don't mind staying here and using my Ray of Frost.
I just imagine we're standing in front of a burning house and I'm just sweating
basically, yeah.
While we're talking.
I think me and Elle can go find somebody. Isn't that right there, Elle?
Do something while I stand and I'll try and keep it at bay as long as I can.
Godspeed, that's what they kind of say, But yeah, come on, Elle. Let's go find a way to help Magnus. Magnus? Whatever.
Magnus.
Mr. Munch.
Says your
you.
inner voice.
Mr. Munch here. So lead the way, Elle.
All right.
Okay. Where do you guys go?
I don't know. I'm trotting behind her. Let her lead.
So
I've learned my lesson about going first.
So he says. So right now, Elle, you are. I'm gonna move you guys' tokens over really fast. You guys are roughly somewhere right around here is where you were having this conversation. I will ping it so you can see where you're at. This is roughly where you're at right now. You kind of travel through the southern part a little bit. You and put out some fires, but you guys haven't gone into buildings. And the one where the people came out of was this house right next to you. And they are standing there with you right now.
Out of curiosity, there is a bird token in
I saw that as well. I
Why
think
Why is there a bird token? Delete the
there
bird
was-
token.
There was multiple tokens on this page. I think you were using this as a test page.
I was using it, and then because when I pull them out and they don't have a token, when I give
Yeah,
them a
yeah.
token, it like randomly appears in that spot where I dragged it out to. So I don't see them always. So bird is gone. There is no
Okay.
bird.
Just making sure.
You see no bird.
You kind of got some good eyes there to see through buildings and whatnot.
Did I sound like I was
You know,
talking in character? I don't think so.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes I like to think people are having conversations with me when they're really not. Elle. Don't take it personally. It's kind of just a weird thing I like to do. Makes life a little more interesting, don't you know?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Quick question there, Elle. Do we got time for a pudding break?
Not right now. We kind of have a little more important business to do.
Well, you say important, but pudding is awfully important.
Pudding can wait. Pudding can wait.
She doesn't sound that confident. She's not sure.
I grab his pudding and chuck it.
I was it. You here today have made a very powerful enemy. You're gonna get me some more pudding when we get back to town. You understand me?
That's fine. but for right now,
The next word out of your mouth better be yes. Of course, absolutely, Luke. I can get you as much pudding as you like there.
Okay.
Do you just walk away from him?
Yes.
You hoser.
You said the big house is no longer on fire?
None of the houses to the south right now are on fire. Basically, where the red is at is where the fire's at. Magnus has pushed that back. It took him about an hour to do so, but he's slowly pushed it back that far. And now he's wetting the ground to try to prevent it from spreading further.
Well, I mean, we could...
I mean, it has been an hour. Who knows where someone's been since then?
How do you feel about going direction? Southeast, Luke.
I think we should go back and ask that guy a couple questions here. Maybe it'll help us get a better idea of what's been going on here. Because doesn't it seem awfully strange that these people would kind of show up there and, how do they actually show up and what are they actually here for? Those are probably things we should find out before we start roaming about, Elle, don't you agree? Miss Pudding Destroyer?
I suppose that could be helpful.
Okay. So you guys gonna go look for someone? Is that what I'm getting? Or are you gonna wait for Magnus to do burial rites to get information?
The man dude.
Both. He can get information one way, we can get information another way.
Alright, so you're gonna try to talk to the man. Okay. So you walk up to the guy. The guy that's with you, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so he comes up to you and goes... He's kind of keeping watch, like facing the opposite way, by like the silo, by the one building. He kind of looks and goes, I haven't seen any movement anywhere. What can I do?
When did these guys actually show up?
Oh, it's been 2 days. The Grey Laws themselves held them off at the gates until today. And when the man in the black robes came, they fell so quickly.
So you've seen, the guy in the, black robes, you're saying?
I heard about it. They made mention of him earlier in the day. It wasn't just us here earlier. We were all in the town square trying to figure out what to do, making a plan, trying to survive.
Can I do an insight check? Because I want to see if this guy's lying to me.
Go ahead.
This seems so fishy.
Seems like he's telling the truth.
Seems like.
At least to you, yeah.
What happened to the Grey Laws? Did they just leave?
No.
You know,
they died.
there were no
They-
bodies out front or a sign of combat there before we arrived.
Maybe they moved them. I'm sure you saw the fire. Obviously, there were signs of combat. I don't know what else
Were
you
there
want
signs
from
of
me.
combat? I don't remember.
I mean,
At the front gate?
there were literally billows of smoke from your view.
Yeah, but did we see like dead bodies or anything at the front gate? I
No,
don't remember that.
But it might have been they moved them in the last couple hours prior to you guys showing up. That might be a thought you might have. So maybe they're hidden somewhere in the bush or brush or down a hill somewhere nearby. Maybe they just threw them into the well or into a well or something like that.
Did you ever get the idea of why they might be here?
No. We were in the middle of the town. We heard fighting on one of the gates. We saw them running towards us. Most of us scattered, but not all of us got out. And he kind of like he can see from where he's at. He can see. He goes, and you can see what happened. They were massacred. We're lucky to be alive.
You know, I know this is kind of getting off traffic. Have you seen a young lady around here? You know,
There are lots of young ladies.
you know, if you let me finish there, I could have answered that question before. You know,
I meant no offense. I meant no
rude
offense.
to butt in when somebody's still talking. You know, I don't do it to you. Anyway, a young lady, you know, who
It's a
has the
short temper.
powers. You know what? You did it again. You don't have the talking stick, okay? You know, let me finish my comment here. Have you seen a young lady who has the power to, you know, tinker around with the undead? You know, she's been kind of said to be floating around, maybe not floating, but, you know, maybe waltzing or, you know, some other form of movement around this area. And, you know, we kind of had the idea that maybe they're looking for the same thing we are. Any information on that, or?
Yeah, you're what is it? She came not long ago. What was her name? I think it was Felicia. Yeah, blonde girl, long hair.
Write it down. Writing all this information
Start
down.
typing it up. Blonde hair.
Bye, Felicia.
Apparently.
But yeah, I haven't seen her in a couple days. I don't know. Maybe she's hiding somewhere in town, or maybe she left before they showed up. I mean, do you think they were after her?
You know, it could be a possibility there, but you know, we can't assume what is happening is actually due to this cause. You know,
I mean,
causation and correlation don't always
this hasn't happened
line up
before, and she's the only new thing that's really coming to town. I mean, she did save us after all.
there. Oh, she saved you from what there? You didn't mention that.
There was a group of undead that came trying to barge in, and I mean, that's one of the reasons we had the Grey Laws were having the issues in the first place. They were weakened by an undead. In a sense, he explains that not a horde, but a large group of undead kind of tried attacking the town. The Grey Laws fought them off. They were getting overrun, and at least remember what he heard is that someone got in, and this girl saw someone that was about to die in front of her, and she just screamed, and it stopped. And then they just all walked out and just left. They haven't come back.
Interesting. You know, I'm gonna actually. I had to talk to my colleague here real quick. I'm gonna leave Elle. You know, here she can follow up on anything else. I'm gonna go over to Magnus when I get an opportunity to chat with him.
Sure, okay. I'll keep an eye out. And he kind of he keep an eye out, and he kind of turns back and looks at Elle and goes, "Is there anything I can answer for you? I mean, were you here to help us?"
I'd like to think so.
It's greatly appreciated. I don't really know how I'm going to repay you guys. We don't really have much.
That's quite all right. If there's any information that you could think of, or anything else that you think of, and you can tell us, that would be a great help.
Yeah, if something comes to mind, I will gladly tell you. If you give me something more specific that you're at, you need, maybe I can be a better assistance.
Do I still have the emblem crest, my bobber?
Yeah.
Can I show it to him? Be like, do you have any knowledge on the whereabouts of where this is from?
Let me take a look at it. And he kind of grabs it from you. He goes, I've seen it before. And we don't get many visitors here. We aren't taught that much, minus what we're supposed to, like, do our trade. He goes, give me a minute. Let me go ask my wife or daughter to see if maybe they recognize it from something. And
Of course, take your time.
goes, okay. And then I think we're gonna take a quick cut and we're gonna see what Magnus and Luke are going to talk about.
Oh, hey, buddy, how's that? The firefighting there going, or fire, environmental, specialist, or whatever you want to be called here.
I think at this point Magnus is like stripped off probably most of his clothing. Like I feel like I have my cloak tied around my waist, like shirtless, like just like sweating and spraying, ice all over the ground in between.
You're kind of awfully jacked there for a gnome. It must be all that shovel work.
Magnus is like, thanks. Yeah, I've dug a lot of graves.
But that lady, kind of showed up here in the area. Apparently, you think there's any correlation to what was going on here?
What lady?
The one we were here, the necromancer girl or whatever she is. Her name's apparently Felicia.
Oh, so she was here. Confirmed?
That's what the guy said here, but something doesn't seem right about him. He seems to know things and be leaving out specific information when we were talking.
Slow down, Luke. What guy? What the hell are you talking about?
Don't you know the guy we talked about with earlier? When we went to go save him from his home. That guy.
You ran into him again. How did they find anyone?
He's like 15 feet behind you, like looking out, keeping watch for you guys. You ran into him again.
Ran into him.
I'm like that guy right there.
Yeah, but don't kind of be loud. You don't need to be loud when we're having this conversation. I think he's up to something. Something just doesn't quite seem right to me, but I just might be going crazy. But it just seems awfully suspicious. That he neglected to mention all this stuff there. And did you know the Great Laws were here? Apparently,
You actually, for you guys' information, know the Grey Laws typically do a lot of their work as guards of the city. So most villages might have a couple of them. Towns usually a few more. Like in Whiteborough, they're basically the police. They handle any normal civil disputes in addition to anything inside the city that might be causing an issue, undead wise.
Okay, so you're saying there's probably a few of them here. Did we recognize any bodies as Grey Laws by uniform or no?
When you guys haven't really looked at the bodies of everything all the citizens that were killed, you never taken a really close look. They do have they literally actually wear a gray coat, but from quick memory, you don't really recall one.
So Magnus turns to Luke and says, "That's interesting. I haven't seen any among the corpses. I mean, that doesn't mean they're here. I wasn't.
If they're here, we should probably find them and offer them the same burial rights. Maybe they can divulge some information with your little talk, chit chat thing you do there with the, corpsicles or whatever you call them."
Agreed. And I could possibly. They may have identification we can bring back to their headquarters. It would be appreciated, I'm sure.
Maybe they'd be offering us a reward here to really take extra good care of their deceased.
Magnus is rolls his eyes and he's like, "Reward or no, we're doing it."
Well, yeah, they're of course, but if they offer something, we should probably take whatever help we can get there because this seems to be kind of a problematic area.
I agree. Now, my last question is: this fella, he seems shady, right?
Well, I seem to think he's shady there. He seems really reluctant to kind of be around the townsfolk. He doesn't really want to help his transient brother there. And,
So you left Elle with him.
Well, they're only 20 feet behind us, man.
Let's go in there and see how they're doing.
But before you go there, it just seems really weird because he mentioned, a man in black there, but I thought he was hiding in his house the whole time, which, kind of seems suspicious to me.
He mentioned the man in black? What did he say?
he just mentioned a man in black there specifically who wasn't near the center of the town with the rest of the people. I just think it's awfully fishy, so I think we should have our our guard up there. But that's just me.
Have I put out all the fires at this point, or there's
I
still
mean,
more?
you would
Or at
literally be
least-
having to. You've at least put enough blanket. I mean, this has probably been. And with the conversation they were having, a little bit of talk, maybe a little bit of wandering, it's probably been enough time where you have put out enough. You put enough ray of frost to wet everything in the area, at least in this area here, to prevent the fire from spreading any further south west.
Got it. Thanks. Okay. Well, I mean, if the fires aren't spreading anymore, yeah, I guess we'll go back in and see what's going on with this guy. And there's some other peasants in there with him, or?
There is his wife and daughter that are with him.
All right. So I don't know. I'm gonna go back in the house and see what Elle is doing.
Okay, Elle's actually with him right now.
Yeah,
and
I want to go to them.
okay. As you go to them, and it's the kind of when he comes walking back from his wife and daughter, and next thing goes, they believe that this symbol is from our neighboring country of Testrax. I'm not sure why bandits would have this symbol. It seems a bit strange.
Now that they mentioned the name, can I do another history check to see if that?
Yeah,
what
I
I
mean,
know about that country?
anybody wants to do a history check right now, you can. This will be like just the one time. But yeah, you've heard Testrax.
Testrax.
Yes. Okay, let's see.
I think we should get advantage because they specifically
No.
said the country.
No.
I'll take my 16 and his 17.
Okay, 16, 17. So both you, Magnus, and Luke recognize the name as. I mean, you recognize Testrax. They are a pretty decently rich country, but they encounter the same issues. At least from Shadowguard information, is that they have the same undead problems that Ophrella has. But thanks to the Shadowguard here, it's more under control in Ophrella. And they're known on occasion to enter in different territories trying to gather information or any kind of magical source that might help save their own country. So maybe your thoughts are that these maybe aren't actually bandits, but were either
Soldiers?
not soldiers, something like that, dressed as bandits in an attempt to
Their
gather
dress was,
supplies.
they were dressed like bandits, though. Yeah.
Correct, but they still had a symbol,
The emblem. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
It's a false flag operation.
Uh-oh.
That's-
Wag the dog.
Oh man. Oh shit. I can't trust anybody anymore.
This is interesting.
Well, I'm sure they fill you in on this information also.
I don't really know what to do with that, but I think
They're probably looking for the same thing we were looking for.
agreed. Agreed. Perhaps we should check the cave below the well. I'm sure any that have hidden there have waited long enough.
Yes, absolutely, dear. Elle, you take point.
Sure.
Okay, Elle, you're going to take point. Are you guys trying to sneak over there? Or are you
Hell no.
trying to just walk and just until we
Make
see
haste.
something?
Run. Just run over there.
I figured we just walk to the well. Yeah.
Okay, just run to.
Briskly.
I was
know,
just more
keep-
trying to make sure
keep-
you weren't.
Keeping an eye out, like checking around our corners and our back, but moving,
Okay,
I would say
Well, then,
alertly, not stealthily.
right. Elle, you being the front runner, would you please give me a perception check? Who's in the middle and who's in the back?
I imagine-
In the back.
I'm stuck in the middle by default.
Oh, you can be in the middle because you have a gun, or in the back because you have a gun. I'll be in the middle.
Awesome. And I got a bitch behind me checking my thing.
Okay.
Not literally, but like a lackey.
Okay, so you travel through the middle of town, Elle, or do you go like down and around and up towards the well? Where you're trying to go to is right here on the map.
There?
There's a well right there between the little straw roof and the two other buildings next to the tree. It's a little 5 foot.
This one?
This one right here.
I don't see it. Hold on. Can you center it?
I centered it before. You guys should have it.
Center it now?
Right. Why is it not shifting? That's weird. Oh, you know why? I know why. I'll tell you afterwards. There we go.
Oh.
Sorry about
This
that.
one here?
Yes, that one right there. So how do you proceed in that direction? Like, the man who's with you kind of points out like that's where to go. You'll have more cover heading from the south, but also so will anything else that's potentially in that area. Whereas if you cut through the middle, if there's someone nearby that might spot you traveling through the middle, they'll have an attack. But if you come that way and there's no one there, you have a quicker route. I mean, this is only a few minutes in between both travels.
Go. You're the
Um,
leader. Follow the leader.
Well, I was gonna ask.
What?
Opinions.
Crazy.
Um, We haven't been completely towards the border of the town yet, so do you think we should follow that up to the well? That way we
You know, it's been quite a while there. Anyone who was over there could be anywhere by now, so I think we should stick to areas we're familiar with.
Magnus?
Well, we could split, not too far, but Jazzy, you could always try and. I always call you Jazzy. Elle, you could try and scout nearby, kind of towards the wall, but I don't know. I say we follow Elle. I'm not listening to you anymore, Luke. I love you to death, but shut up.
Walking right through the center of town would provide less cover. Because we haven't checked around completely, so they could be anywhere. If there are more people.
Does it sound like there's still fighting going on in this town, Aaron?
Good question.
It's died down. There's much less than there was before by a large margin, but you still on a rare occasion hear like the cracking of wood and the occasional like clash of swords.
I wish we had an invisibility spell or pass without trace. But since we don't, I do think my vote's to follow Jazzy along the wall. We scout out more of the town, and it's probably more stealthy.
All right, whatever you guys want to do, I'm gonna follow. I said follow the leader.
Okay, so you're traveling. You're gonna go. So, Elle, you're gonna be along the wall on the west side of the map. Are we gonna then have like Magnus going between? So I'm gonna ping over here. Give an idea.
Yeah.
So like Magnus, you'll be in the middle there. I'll grab all your tokens.
I put mine out.
You already have all your tokens are already out.
I know, but it's still quicker.
It's a new one, yes. So my idea is like you guys are traveling like this, basically.
Oh, I was thinking more like this.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it was like you're all following along that way.
Or like me hiding behind a house while Jazzy goes to the next house, and then when she
I'll pause
pops around
this wall.
when she pops around the corner and waves, okay, then I sneak around the corner to the next house. You know, like
Okay.
that's how I imagine it.
Okay, that makes sense. It's roughly about 15 feet high.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get on that wall. Fuck
No.
that.
It's
Yeah,
also
so-
made of wood. It's got spikes, even though the picture is of it like being flat and whatnot.
Magnus
is there-
pops. Magnus
Is there
is
a
gonna.
clear view here, by the way, to there?
Clear view to the well itself.
Yeah, in this area. Do we see anything over here?
Are you poking your head out? Because I had you guys back here first.
Well, look, yeah, I would say Magnus like comes around the corner and flattens up against the back wall of this house, and he waves Luke over like, "Come here, we're waiting here." And then I'm like, you know, Elle, go try and go ahead to the next house. Wave us up if it's clear.
Can I like quickly use my disguise kit to like look as though I'm one of the townspeople? So that way, if anybody were to see me first,
It
that
would take a few minutes to do that.
You know, just do the stealth there thingy there.
You could,
tippy
yeah. If you
toe
want
or,
to roll a
whatever
stealth, you
do
could kind
there.
of peek around. I mean, even if you're in this case, if they're bandits or guards from Testrax, they're not going to be kind to you if they find you in either type of clothing. It is not going to end well for you. So, your best bet realistically would be to stealth and then peek around the corner and move on and so on and so forth. 14. Okay. Okay, Elle, now, how are you doing this, Elle? Are you gonna like run right away across to the next building? Or are you just peeking around the corner? What's your plan of action?
Well, I would say a good peek first before running would be smart.
Probably. So you kind of creep up against the side of the building, duck down, and like stare outwards, and you look and you see this man sitting right here, kind of peeking around, looking in this direction towards the center of town. You also see. I might have to move that.
Can you adjust the stream map down just a little bit?
Yes, I can.
Can't see where you're at.
Oh, yeah, my bad. It's because of the stuff. So you guys are able to see now. You see one other man, kind of the same thing, kind of like looking both ways, looking all the place, looking along the wall, kind of keeping an eye out. At that same time, you hear the crush of wood somewhere over in that direction. But that is what you see from where you're at right now. The other two of you also hear that crushing of wood.
I'm poking the people in front of me. What's over there?
Something like this.
Hey, what's over there?
I guess I relay the information of the two people.
You know what? You want me to blast them there? I can kind of sneak around the other two.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, you just cut out really bad.
Sorry. You know what? You want me to like blast them around from the other corner there?
Do they look like bandits?
Yeah.
On a quick glance, yeah, Elle, to you, they look like the same garb that the other ones you have fought have been wearing, and these ones like are peeking around. They're keeping an eye out. Is what these two seem to be doing.
Luke? Can we get you on the roof with that rifle?
How tall is this roof?
It's about 10 feet to
one story.
It's a one story. It takes about 10 feet to grab the roof side and then to climb
How tall
up
is Elle?
So it's probably like 15 feet total.
How tall is Elle?
Elle, how tall are you?
I said it once and I don't remember.
She's 7'5".
Magnus is gonna cast Unseen Servant and have it lift Luke.
7'5".
Can you do that? Awesome. Yes, I'm gonna go on that roof now.
Ooh, hold on. I don't know if you can. I don't know if the Unseen Servant can carry someone your weight.
It has a strength of 2, so it has to make a strength check.
I'm going to leave all of my gear, except my rifle and my ammo, with Magnus to make this work.
Yeah, we can hand it up to you.
It doesn't specify the amount he can carry. So I'm okay with the strength check because the strength of 2 is ridiculous.
What is that? Like
it's a negative 4, I'm pretty sure. Because I think negative 5 is 1.
I'm looking it up just so it's probably. I feel like it's worse than that even.
I think negative 5 is the lowest it can be.
It's a negative 4. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
So, Luke, you feel these like invisible hands grab onto you. It is the creepiest like feeling. They're like bony and they kind of like pinch into like your ribs a little bit as you feel it trying to lift you up. Magnus, would you give me a D20 -4 for an athletics check to lift up Luke?
Yes.
14 is reasonable, to be honest. I'm okay with a 14. With a negative 4, it means you rolled an 18, which is 2 away from the best you could have done. So, Luke, yeah, you feel this, and then you just feel yourself being lifted into the air. And then you're like, put me down, or whatever you're doing.
No, I was going to say, why is it lifting me there like a child?
It doesn't respond because it cannot speak. But it then turns itself and puts you so you can grab onto like the siding of the roof.
Why can't it just lift me up to the roof?
Because it's not tall enough for that. But you are now tall enough to grab onto the roof and pull yourself up.
It moves up to 15 feet!
It doesn't have a climb.
It doesn't have to climb.
It's a height. It literally just picks you up and you can grab onto the top of the roof.
Fine, I climb onto the roof.
Okay.
It says that it does say that a human servant could do.
It pushes like as you grab onto it, it starts touches your butt and you feel the bony fingers on your ass as it pushes you over, eventually reaching to the lower foot and pushing you all the way up.
All right,
and then it just stands there invisible, waiting for its next command.
All right, I'm gonna lay prone on the roof to get more cover.
Now, more questions. Was that a ritual or was that an actual spell slot?
Oh, I can do it as a ritual.
But
so
it's 10 minutes for a ritual.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna waste the spell slot actually.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I'm also gonna dispel it immediately.
Okay. Yeah, just disappears. Oh, actually, it doesn't have concentration or anything like that. It can just sit around.
I'm still gonna dispel it.
All right.
Actually, I think it can only do one action and then it's done anyway, right?
No, it lasts for 1 hour. You can command
Simple
it.
Simple task. All right, never mind. Then I am gonna keep it.
Okay. You can have like throw a rock somewhere and distract
Yes.
or
Dude,
things.
have it light fires. Have it light them on fire.
So
It says it can light things on fire and it's invisible. Lays a lamp of poles on fire.
it says it can light things on fire. Does it really say
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Fully
The
lighting
torch
fire?
is
I
not.
have
The
to have a
torch is not invisible.
Yeah, right.
So what's it gonna do? Shoot the torch?
So I actually am gonna pull out a torch from my pack.
Okay.
Let me make sure I actually have a pack with a torch. Actually, I have Luke's pack, so I'm gonna pull a torch out of Luke's pack.
God damn it! I gotta take a torch out.
And, I'm gonna light it with. Do I have a cantrip I could light it with? No, I don't. Because I don't want to strike a flint. Yeah. Instead of striking a flint,
You
Just to
use his
just to
flint.
just to make it more distracting, I don't want to start a fire because I don't want to burn down more of this town. So I'm just gonna cast light on the end on a pebble. I'm just gonna pick up a rock from my feet, cast light on it, and I'm gonna hand it to the unseen servant and whisper, "Run at the man by the well."
Wait, so you're just gonna give it a torch and you just want it to run.
No, I pick up a rock on the ground,
Okay.
I cast light on it, I hand it, and I say, "Run towards the man at the well."
Okay, it's not the torch, it's the light. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So it's holding
Well-
a light cantrip rock in its
So
hand.
I believe light cantrip requires you to actually like verbally speak it out. You could use your magical hat to make it basically a silent cast of the spell, so they aren't aware of your existence, and then you can go without any knowledge, and then just comes around the corner with just a glowing light.
I'm totally fine with the verbal component.
Okay, that's gonna make them aware that you're there.
Yeah, but I mean, it's instantaneous. It takes what 6 seconds?
6 seconds to cast, so it's like 6 seconds if you like saying something like audibly enough.
He's
Not like,
behind the house.
so
Give
they
him
know
a
something's in
break.
that direction is basically what's gonna happen.
I don't
Did you
care.
hear a
I mean,
whisper
it's
behind
gonna
the house?
it's gonna run around the corner. If they're not looking in this direction, I definitely want them to notice it. In fact, and I'm assuming it's in an arcane tongue. I'm gonna say it really loud to be fucking freaky. Nobody likes a spellcaster.
So
So Magnus chants really loud and like casts light on this pebble, and I just hand it to my unseen servant, and I say, "Ride."
it takes it, and you feel it taking it in both hands, and then we, at least as the audience, see like this invisible like skeletal, like you can see the skeleton, and like you see like the flesh like outlined barely through it, and it just nods to you, and then we just watch the pebble like quickly turn, and you just start seeing the pebble like move up and down, running away around the corner, and just disappears, and you just hear "Holy shit!" And you start hearing just "Tish, tish," as they're like I think "tish, tish" is more of a gun. It's more of "Tish," as they're trying to shoot a crossbow bolts at it, and it's just they actually have the creature has health, right? All right, I'm gonna roll. What are you guys doing? Because you guys, I'm assuming, are gonna do something when you planned this out.
Can I shoot him in the
Oh,
face? Because they never told me anything.
Yeah, I was just
I
assuming.
would assume you would hear this.
I was assuming Luke would just shoot as soon as he saw this thing running out.
Okay,
And
so
in fact,
it's
Hold on,
the
real quick
signal.
here. Did
In fact-
anyone else come out to shoot it?
The two right you see right there. Actually, Luke, you have more view while on the roof, so actually you will see this man also.
and even
Oh! I'm gonna lay over here so I get more prone because it's a tilt roof. That way I'm like,
It's fine.
all right.
I was gonna say, if I need to, I'll even yell like, "Now, Luke!" Like as soon as he.
I'm gonna blast this guy.
So we're gonna roll initiative.
Can I blast
They
that
are
first?
going to be targeting the unseen servant to start. It's kind of a same situation. They see it, they're gonna shoot. You're hidden, Luke, so you will have advantage on your attack.
Ooh, gotta crit him in the face.
Yeah, 'cause you got like quickly put up there. So I'm gonna open up the tab here, and then we'll see how it goes from there. Let me clear this out. Round reset, macro, cool. So go ahead and roll initiative, and we will see what happens from this point.
We
If
all
you
suck.
want,
suck.
Magnus, go and roll another initiative, and we're gonna count that for your unseen servant. He's coming around the corner, but we'll see how much farther he gets.
Roll just a d20.
You can just roll a d20. Yeah, that's fine. And I'm just gonna add.
Yeah.
I'll do the bandit captain as him for the token.
Okay.
A 19.
I'm
Nice.
guessing my temporary hit points are gone.
Your temporary hit points do after a short rest. I believe they disappear. Otherwise,
still have-
they would no matter what. Yeah.
I still have mage armor though. However.
I rolled a 16. Let's switch up the music.
Yeah, give me that battle of jams. Honestly, my Chrome is like the music stops every 30 seconds to 2 minutes, and then I have to like reload. It's super
You
annoying.
should just open up Firefox and leave it in the background.
I should, except I'm logged into a different account on Firefox, and that's a pain in the fucking ass. So.
Fair enough. Internet Explorer.
Yeah. Anyway, I have mage armor on still, so I'm a little bit buff.
Cool. I'm reorganizing the order. It is going to be your unseen servant first.
Yeah. So we're gonna use this dead guy token down here,
Okay.
right? Can you move it like up by me?
Here, I'll give you.
outward
Give me half a
as
second. I'll
opposed
give you access to
Can
it.
I ask a question?
Controlled by
If you
chart.
honestly saw a light floating towards you, would your first response to be
You now
actually
have
to
access
attack
to that
it?
control. You should be able to control it now.
Would you actually think to attack a floating light towards you? I don't think you would.
Dude, my first reaction was, oh shit, and shoot.
I would.
I wouldn't. I'd run away, but like, what the fuck
Alright.
is that?
So this one, he's actually over here. He got like about here before the initiative actually rolled. So
Mhm.
this is where your unseen servant's at, and you can move him from this point on.
I think you can move 15 feet. Can you? Oh.
What?
No, don't worry about it. Take your turn.
So he runs. His movement's what, 30 or 15?
Let's look here. He has. I would assume he's a human. Oh no.
Yeah.
You can mentally command the servant to move up to 15 feet and interact with an object. So he can move up to 15 feet. That's his movement. It's right there in the
Cool.
second paragraph.
Cool. And then that's his turn.
He's waving around the rock. And they're like slowly trying to aim to hit it. As Magnus, you get to go before they like they're aiming. They're gonna shoot it no matter what.
I guess let me take a look here. I think what I'm going to do. Can I cast shield on other things, or is it only on myself?
I believe shield is touch.
I think shield is reaction, isn't it?
It is a reaction, actually. You're right.
Oh no, then it is just you. I was thinking shield of faith.
Yeah. So I'm going to cast. I think I'm gonna cast false life. But I'm probably gonna do it on Elle if she's gonna get in there.
Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, judge.
Oops, I cast it on myself on accident, or I put the thing on myself.
Okay. So Elle,
So-
you gain that temporary hit points that he just.
I was an 8. It doesn't show it in chat, but it put it in my bubble automatically.
Interesting. Okay, so
I critted.
Elle,
Yeah, I have
you
it-
get 8 temporary hit points.
I have it set up so it just puts it in my red bubble automatically.
Okay.
Dang, couldn't have asked for a better roll. So yeah, 8 temp hit points, and that's gonna be Magnus's turn.
Okay. Elle, you are up. Where's the bandit at? Did I skip them on accident? I did skip the bandits on accident. Whoops. Well,
Do you wanna?
yeah, let me
You
roll
can
the,
go.
I'm gonna roll the crossbows really fast. All right. They rip your unseen servant. He's waving around, and they try to aim for the rock, and they miss, and it just plows right into the unseen servant, and he goes down, just vanishes.
All right.
So
But the
he's-
rock's still there, and
the
it's still
rock
lit.
is still there, lit on the ground. Yes. My music's cutting out too. Why you do this to me?
So is it actually my turn now?
It is your turn. Yes.
Okay.
I'm skipping this.
I suppose I can do myself a dash
Yeah.
and go right her.
Okay. So you
And,
charge in, you dash. What?
And I'm gonna poke him.
Okay.
Can you after
Poke
that?
him. Yeah, she's a rogue, though.
Oh, dope.
Yep.
You
Bonus
use
action to dash.
Bonus action to dash or disengage.
And since you're the only person in range of him, and nothing else is within 5 feet of you, you get your sneak attack for being a swashbuckler. And how does it look when you just come swinging in and just murder this first guy?
Yeah.
I just lob his head off. Just boop.
You just come. Is it just like you grab it and with one hand just swing it straight through, and just lop the head clean off, or is it like you grab both, or do you already have it like out as you're coming at him?
Shish kebab him.
Ooh. I grab his hair and just do a nice little and then his body falls.
He
And
just-
I'm just like, hello.
Ah! And just blood everywhere.
I like the idea of giving someone a shave with like a fucking 7-foot long sword, just like like this giant sword.
It's a good idea. And
Nice.
he goes down.
Bye.
Okay. Luke, you are up. They're not paying attention. You have advantage on your attack.
I'm a blast the bitch in the back.
Okay.
23
20,
for
20
12 damage.
for 12. Yeah, he looks at his friend and he just goes, "No!" and he just watches as his head just blows off.
I was gonna have it hit his mouth, but whatever. Well,
I don't know what's going on with music. I'm just gonna mute mine and play my own music then.
I hear it. It sounds great.
It's cutting out for me. I'm gonna leave it on for you guys. I'm just gonna mute
Okay.
myself and just open
Nice.
Pandora up.
no. I said the one in the back, not that
back.
one.
My bad.
Where is the one? Oh, I see him now.
Boom. He goes down.
He-
Just,
He's way up there.
he was way up there. He's as far as one he could see. All right. So Luke, is that your turn, Luke? You can do anything else?
I'm gonna reload, and I'm going to move up to this corner here, and then be prepared for the next round.
Sounds good. Gotta switch this over to this one.
Can I jump that distance?
What is your? Yeah, you can. Oh, you're gonna try to jump across that. You can get a running start and try jumping. A long jump. Let me look up the distance you can travel because I don't know that off the top of my head. 5e long jump.
I have a 13 strength, if that's what I need for jumping.
Okay. So a long jump. You can cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet of movement.
All right, 13 is my strength score,
So you can jump 13 feet.
so I can't make that.
So now, and you would just if you did that. But you are well aware of it. Well, no, from there to there, that's 10 feet.
Well, well, I'm on the edge, but
I
this
mean,
is 10
We're
there.
just- I would let you go with an athletics check to see if you're able to grab onto the edge because you're able to get like halfway through it, which means you can reach for the edge. Athletics checks to hold on.
Because if you look there, the edge is like on this corner.
Yeah, it would be a DC 10 athletics roll to grab the ledge.
All right, let's try it. If not, I'm going to take some damage, boys.
You
Nope,
got it.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it like a boss.
Yeah.
We do it. Okay.
Boom.
So yeah, you shoot, you get up, and the one guy says, "I see you." He goes, "We got company," and then you just run, jump, grab on the ledge, and just pull yourself up on there. If you have any more movement, you can continue your movement.
No, that's probably all my movement, honestly.
Right, that's 15 feet plus. Yeah, that is your movement.
That's all my movement.
Okay, then that is your turn, I presume.
Where's my end turn button? Oh, here we go.
I'm still working on the audio, guys, for the music. I apologize. Okay, it is now the bandits' turn. So, when he yells that they got company, a couple more come walking out of these houses. Okay, and then one more. Over around this corner, one appears. So, that is a little bit of their own movement right now.
Okay.
And they will go. Actually, I think they will just shoot at Elle. I'm gonna try to take cover from what's his face. They're gonna shoot you, Elle. This one reach you. You'll have partial cover or half cover, so you get +4 to your AC, I believe, for half cover. So 3 crossbow bolts come flying your way. The last one will be with the half cover. So boom, boom, boom. Okay. So it 16 hits you for 3, and the one with the half cover just aims it right, and it just skims off the side of the wall and right into your side as you take 6 piercing damage from that. So 9 total.
Hey, quick question: Do I get partial coverage because I'm on the roof and I'm above?
Yeah, you're prone on the roof and whatnot. These go running around the corners to hide themselves and protect themselves.
From me.
And that is their turn.
My turn. So Magnus finally is going to step out from around the corner. And let me just make sure here. Oh, yeah. He's going to cast Chromatic Orb.
Okay.
Do I have to declare a damage type, or it's random, right?
You roll a random. I think you roll a d6 and you whichever one it is, or d8.
All right.
I think it's a d8. Luke, you also do notice the one that came around the corner. I rolled really crappy for his stealth roll, so your passive shows him.
Ooh, he's gonna die next turn.
8. Fuck.
So yeah, you. So how does it look at least when you use this spell?
Well, it takes a large diamond to shoot, so I just like hold this diamond up in my hand, and it like shoots like a beam out of it, and then like right before the beam hits them, it changes into a color for whatever, you know. So it's like this white crystal beam, and it turns green or red, like it turns into flames or acid at the very end of the beam, and it fans out on whoever it hits.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Almost like a laser beam that like turns into fire or acid or snow or whatever at the end, but it misses. However, I did just do a quick check. It does not consume the diamond, so I am able to keep it.
Cool, that's good to know. So when it actually hits is when it consumes it.
It never consumes it, as long as you have a 50 GP diamond in your possession.
Fair
You
enough.
you can cast it over and over with the same
That
diamond.
makes sense. You're casting the light through the. Okay, cool.
It's just to focus the light. Yeah, exactly.
Makes perfect
All right.
sense to me.
But I did miss, so I'm gonna step back around the corner into my cover.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna end my turn.
Okay.
Elle, you got it. Do it.
Yes,
Can I see this guy?
I do not believe so.
He's not in line of sight.
No, he's definitely not in your line of sight. But there are the 4 in front of you.
If you ran away, he'd be in your line of sight. You'd be like, oh shit, look who's there.
Yeah, but there's also this guy, so can just
Cut through the guy, difficult terrain, or go around.
I'll go around. Boink. Oh, boink.
Okay.
Do a nice little poke. Or a not nice poke.
11. So yeah, you swing, and he saw what you did to his friend. So as you reach for his hair, he just ducks and like rolls a little bit as you swing, and it just completely misses him. He's still next to you. You still have your bonus action. You still have movement left. What do you do?
I say, well, I'll disengage and then.
Okay.
Far did
You
I move?
have 20.
He moves 15 feet.
You went around him. Okay. So 5, 10, 15. You have 15 feet more. You can go.
I'll just go back.
Okay. All right. Is that your turn then, Elle?
Yeah, I'm gonna instead. But yeah.
Okay. Go ahead your end turn as Luke. You are up.
You got it, roof boy. You got it, roof
Which-
climber. You're so
Which one
tall.
of these people are in the line of sight of me?
The
That I
one.
can clearly see.
If you like peeked over the right side, you would see the guy on the right. You can see.
Well,
the
I know
one
he's there.
You can see the
So
one.
I'm
You can see him. You can see the one in front of Elle. Those are the two
Yeah,
you
I'm
can see.
gonna
You gotta-
roll over here to the top where I
There you
clearly
go.
see him, and I'm gonna shoot this guy so he doesn't flank my ally.
Okay.
Does he know I'm there on the roof?
He does. He was actually going for you. He just like sneers at you as you shoot, and he like ducks and it just hits into the ground behind him.
Oh.
Reload.
Okay.
And then tuck back behind the roof.
Okay. Taking cover. You'll have full cover from him from any kind of like crossbow shot.
But that's why I'm Rolling back.
Attaboy.
Bandit's turn. Elle, you are the only one in range as these bandits come back around their corner. So 5, 10, 5, 5, 10. Weren't you here? Or did you put yourself
No, she
there?
decided
I
to
moved.
relocate.
She
Yeah.
moved, yeah.
Alright, you have no cover from any of those 3 shots as they take their shots at you. 1, 2. Oh, why are they whispering? Well, chat can see them. So I rolled a 20 for 4 piercing, a 17 for 9 piercing, and a 7 for no damage.
Nice.
So you take
Good thing you had temp HP.
you take 13 damage.
I thought you said 7 and 4.
9 and 4. And the
Oh.
last one comes running up to you, just a sneer on his face, going for the finishing blow. At least is what he thinks. As he pulls the scimitar and swings, and misses as you dodge it.
Oh, I also missed the last thing, so I get another temporary hit point.
Yes. This last one, you finally see Bell come running out from the side. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to dash and try to jump up onto the roof. I'm going to do a strength.
Athletics roll that shit.
Crit. Climbs
God.
up without an issue. So that was...
Well, that's all his movement.
he's dashing to do this.
Yeah, but climbing's a different movement.
It's 10
You
feet.
can't dash a climb.
You use your movement, which you can climb while you move. So he
Climbing
can't.
speed is part of your movement, yeah.
Yes. So he's able to get to you, and that's all he can do. Like he comes up to you guys, like you probably have the gun pointed at his face, is my guess. As Magnus. Oh, sorry. These ones actually move back behind cover.
They're all afraid of me?
As it is now your turn, Magnus.
Yep. So I'm out of spell slots, unfortunately. Once again. I guess I'm pretty well unaware of the one on the roof, huh?
I mean, Luke, you could have said something potentially.
Oh shit! There's a guy up here.
Those are the exact words in the exact tone.
God, I only have 25 movement speed. That's such a bitch.
Oh yeah, welcome to being short. It
Oh, my
sucks.
That is what you get for being small. I forgot I have a freaking thing.
A cup within a cup.
It's smart, actually. It prevents the water from getting on my desk and getting on my keyboard.
Sure.
It condenses at the bottom instead.
Who puts their thing on the keyboard? I don't understand.
It's near my keyboard.
Whatever.
All right, stop bickering, you married couple, you. So I can still reach from here, so I really
I know
don't have
who's
to move
dying
too far.
first.
I step around the corner, and I cast Ray of Frost at the bandit,
Okay.
attacking Elle.
Okay.
Hopefully, helping her get a little distance if that's what she wants to do,
Yep.
and if not, just hurting him. No.
Okay. Yeah,
12.
12 actually, I believe, hits. A 12 does hit.
Yes.
So you hit it.
5 cold damage, and he's negative 10 feet movement because he's
Yes.
all chilly.
Gotta trench through this snow.
Oh, I'm supposed to say Mr. Freeze line. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
I think you could have done a better one than that one.
Chill out.
Chill.
Elle, you are up.
Well, is disengaging a thing that
You,
you did?
you can
You could
disengage as a
murder
bonus
them
action if you
first and then
want.
disengage.
But yes.
Yeah. I'm right here. So
If you murder him, then run after he's
You can
dead.
dash instead of disengage if you kill him.
Yeah.
He's looking a little wounded, he's got a little chill.
He ain't doing so good.
As he's like, "Achoo!" and just whoosh right over his head. It's all Magnus's fault. He made him cold. As you can now
Uh-oh.
disengage if you wish to run away.
Disengage. I don't want to run like so far away because
You can hide in the building to the right.
Pop around the corner, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about you come around the building and
I
jump
put
up
you
and
in-
murder this guy on the roof? It's only a 10-foot jump. You can do that.
You shouldn't listen to him. You never
You
listen
should.
to Luke. Don't listen
Give
to
me
Luke
cover.
ever.
Give me cover while I annihilate these guys at range.
So can I just like?
Elle is quite bloodied.
Oh.
You can go there.
I meant to go there, but
Okay.
Shooter!
I-
Shooter! I'm shooting the guy right next to me, even though he just ran up.
You have disadvantage on the attack since he's in melee range. You have disadvantage on all attacks because with range attacks because
I'm
he's in
also
melee range.
prone, so
He has advantage on attacks against you.
I'm gonna stand up and then shoot him.
Okay.
Wait, I'm gonna stand up, then shoot him. Yes.
Okay. 17. You hit for 8 damage in total. He gets hit. He just comes up the corner and you just literally gun in his face. Boom! And the fire envelops him, and he's as just smoke comes out of his mouth. He is not dead, but he is quite wounded.
He has tinnitus now instantly, and he cannot hear or at all.
No, because then you can't hear either because you're right
I would
next to the
say
gun also.
then you should
No.
too. Yeah.
I told you, my rifle is built with a giant sound cone in the front.
No.
It's directional.
No.
That's why it's a thunder
No.
cannon, okay? Thunder's a sound, it's not an element, okay?
So, is that your turn, Luke?
I'm gonna step around here.
Okay.
I do a combat roll, something needy that looks awesome that doesn't really happen to do anything, just so I'm in line of sight of Elle.
Okay. I like it. As your turn
Now
ends.
that I'm a full cover of these people. Depending the steepity of
Yeah,
the roof.
you're not
Steepity?
prone anymore.
Well, how steep the roof is, so I'm not in line of sight of the people on the other side of the roof.
The far off ones, well, before the one on the top
I would
left.
say this
could
guy
shoot
can
you.
hit me.
No, that's too steep.
that guy. That guy can't hit me.
Correct. The guy on the left of him, to the left of him, you have half cover versus against, but other
Okay.
ones you have full cover.
Because he's okay. Good. I'll
Okay.
take it. And then my turn.
It is now the bandit's turn. So the one comes around the corner, gets ready to shoot Elle, and she's not there. Looks around, goes back around the corner. This one comes around, looks for Elle, but sees a gnome on the roof, and takes a shot.
He's not a gnome.
Halfling. He gets him confused. He rolls a 5 because he crits because it's not disadvantage. It's just cover. So
Yes.
Luke, he lines this up perfectly and just hits. He doesn't have disadvantage.
Which guy's hitting me?
The one in the
job.
back. The
I
one
have
in the
to play
far
the-
back.
I have
No.
to play the crit.
Which
the
guy?
Crit
This guy.
sound.
Yeah, I can have cover against him.
He crit.
Just like I have cover, it should be advantage.
He doesn't have advantage. He rolled a natural 20. You take 8 damage.
Oh, it was
Shit.
the enemy critted. I was supposed to play
Yes.
this sound.
No, I preferred mine from The Price is Right.
This guy comes around the corner, doesn't see Elle, and since no one, I don't think Luke can even see him right now.
See who?
The one back there.
Exactly.
Because of the roof, but he does something. As this guy comes around the corner, looking for you. Actually, Magnus, you hit him last. Elle's weak, but he's kind of pissed off at you. So, you know what? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And he is only in sight of you, Luke. As their turn ends, Magnus, your turn. You saw him cut across towards that alleyway because he's peeking around the corner, but that's all you know. You know there's a person by Luke because he kind of yelled about it. Other than that, you're not really entirely sure what's going on.
Ow, ya hoser!
Man, I want to metagame really bad right now and ask Luke questions about what's going on. But good on me for not paying attention at all because I don't know what's going on with him. So I won't act on it. Magnus is going to... I think I'm going to ready a spell at the back corner of this building.
You're just ready when you see someone come into view to shoot them.
Yep, I'm going to ready...
I don't
that
think you need
fella-
to specify. You can just I
Yeah.
ready for when someone comes in range.
Well, you have to specify the spell I want to ready, right?
True, the spell you do have to, and you're concentrating on the spell.
So this guy,
while it's ready.
the guy I saw cut across in the alley, I also saw Elle give him a nice whack. Correct?
You have seen him get hit, yeah. You've been kind of peeking around the corner most of the time, and
Cool.
just just here and there.
In that case, Magnus starts chanting and preparing, fixing in mind his necrotic shroud spell for the first person that he sees around, the first enemy that comes back into visible view around this left corner here.
Okay.
Whether he comes, no matter either side, if he's in range, I want to hit him.
Okay, sounds good.
And that is going to be my turn for now.
Elle, you're up. You see Luke struggling and fighting with a bandit on the roof. You're not sure where anybody else is really at. You can't see them. You have a general idea.
You did hear me say, ow!
Well, he can see who you're fighting.
Yeah.
So is the one on the roof in my line of sight? Like,
He'd have half cover.
He's on the top. No, he's on top of the roof. Clearly on top of the roof. Clearly visible. No
Yeah,
cover.
but there's still
He's standing. He's standing at full height. He's not got any cover.
He's got some cover.
No. Not based on where. Okay, if she was like over here, for sure. But where she is, she can clearly see on top of it.
He's technically on the other side of the
angle.
roof, to be fair. So
No, that's just what happens to be where the thing is.
go ahead. If you want to take a shot at Elle, he has cover. Otherwise, you can go do something else.
Shoot him.
I feel like I should have.
Oh, hey there, can I get a little help?
Okay, so Elle, you ask for a little bit of help as an arrow soars between the two of you, missing you both. Just barely, though.
At least I asked for help instead of, demanding it.
So, what do you do, Elle? You still have your movement, you still have your bonus action. What are you doing? This is very drummy.
I should probably. Well, I'm a little hurt, so I don't really want to die. Put myself in the position to die.
You could attempt to hide. There's a bonus action.
Yeah. Is that stealth?
That's a stealth roll, yes. Okay. So you go stealth. You kind of hide behind some crates or something you find behind that, kind of giving yourself some cover. And that is your turn, I presume?
Mm-hmm.
Luke, you're in mortal combat with this bandit as you have your gun. It's been reloaded, but he's still on top of you.
I'm a disengage and roll off the roof and into the house.
Okay. It's a pretty far drop.
It's a 10-foot drop.
Which
You said 10 feet.
Is
I'm
it-
here.
which is a 1d6 damage when you fall. If you give me an acrobatics
10
check,
feet?
every 10 feet you fall is 1d6. But I'll let you give me an acrobatics check to see if you're able to tumble off and land properly and avoid the damage. DC 10. All right. So, Luke, you tumble off.
Still
Boof.
tumbling off.
You hit your
Stealthily.
back. It really hurts as you
I'm still
take
rolling into the house.
roll a 1d6. You take 4 damage from the fall, and then you move. Then you crawl into the house.
I'm not going with crawl. I'm still rolling through because I'm in shit's door. Tell me. Describe how my character falls.
You're the one who made the roll, sir. And
He hit his head on the roll into the house, okay? He did not fall and take damage.
He did. He took 4 damage. So,
Whatever.
is that your turn?
Yeah.
You still have your
Can I-
action.
I'm going to ready my action to shoot him when he comes in the door.
Okay. It's the bandit's turn. 5, 10, 15, 20.
And actually,
Why are
I
they
don't have an action.
Oh, I
there.
haven't clicked on the wrong.
There.
What?
I don't have an action. My
Why
action
not?
was disengage.
You're right. 25. He comes around the corner, Magnus.
Yeah. All right. So Magnus looses his necrotic shroud cantrip.
He just turns. DC
DC 14 wisdom save.
Wisdom.
I hate it when the
A
second
9.
number is lower. So those of you that don't know in chat, when I roll the spell, it rolls 2 numbers. It rolls an 8-sided dice if they have full health, and it rolls a 12-sided dice they take if they have taken damage. But the 12-sided dice always rolls lower than the 8-sided dice. So what's the point?
You gotta
Anyway.
roll better with that D12. So he turns.
I still did 3 damage though.
Yes, he turns. He's starting to like wipe away these black illusionary flames that are slowly ripping his soul. We actually see his soul being slowly ripped out, little by little, from these illusionary flames.
Flesh turning gray.
Yep. 5.
All right, that's oh, that's his turn. That's great, man. Ready actions are rewarding. That was nice.
30. The one in the back saw you go in. I didn't see. He saw you at least tumble off the roof, so they're moving forward.
Yeah, they don't know where I'm at.
All right, they ready in action. Oh, and this one, of course, jumps down. Let's give him athletics also. He fails.
Take damage, bitch.
Luke, would you please roll me the D6 of damage?
Hells yeah, I'll be more than happy to roll a d6. Yeah, take damage, bitch.
So, Luke, you're ready to shoot. You're on your, as soon as your turn comes up, and you watch him, and he takes a step, and there's a loose roof tile, and he slips, and you just hear "ah!" as he comes falling down, and you watch him just land right in his neck, and you just hear a snap,
Awesome.
and he
I mean,
dies.
Poor guy.
I say to myself quietly so no one else hears. Serve you right, you hoser.
You're turning in. You're like the Canadian Jesse Pinkman of our group.
That is their turn. Magnus, you are up.
All right. Okay. You know, I guess I'm just gonna cast a Ray of Frost to this fella.
Okay.
Abuse the cantrips.
I gotta. We didn't get to take a full rest. I'm running on steam.
You mean fumes?
19 hits.
There we go. You can run on steam too.
2.
Yeah, if you're at full power.
So
Train.
he's still panicking, trying to wipe away the black flames. He gets hit by this ray of frost, and he just starts to quiver. And he's still trying to brush away the flames, but it's not working. He doesn't understand, and he's barely holding on.
Will you give him a blue marker for my satisfaction?
Yeah.
If he's not dead.
He's not dead. He's barely holding on.
Freeze, motherfucker. Sorry.
Elle, you're up.
Now it's all on you, Elle. We're counting on you.
You're hidden in a corner behind a couple crates. What do? You don't know where anybody's at. You watch the man fall off the building and just break his neck.
I'm like, I mean, I probably assume it's like, there are those guys over there still? Because did I know they were there before?
You knew they were there. They're the ones who shot you.
Okay. So,
from where your
go.
awareness is, there's at least in your thought process, there's still about 4 of them left.
okay. So I guess, like, oh, I start venturing out.
Okay.
Oh, would you look at that? There's a man.
You come around the corner, you see him. I'll bring up that you only need to really go right there. Okay.
What?
You walked farther than you had to walk, I think. Yeah, so a 20 hits without an issue. As he watches, you see the Ray of Frost casted from Magnus at the one, and he's getting ready to, he's starting to raise his crossbow and just gets sent flying sideways as an arrow hits him in the temple. And he drops. You still have movement left, and you still have your bonus action.
Yeah. Can I just go back here and hide again?
You can. Roll me a stealth roll.
Okay. All right. Hidden.
21, you're quite hidden. Okay. Luke, you're up.
Is there a window on this side of the house?
Yeah, there'd be reasonably a window right there.
Cool. I'm not gonna peek out, shove my gun through the window, and blast this motherfucker into the dirt.
Do him in.
Boom. Not very well,
Come
though.
around the corner, shoot, and just we watch as the building behind him is singed with fire.
Burnt
Okay.
with fire.
And then I go back to where I was at full cover.
Okay.
Because I know better.
The bandit's
Hopefully
turn.
he knows not to be out
So
there.
the man who is cold sees you, man. Just, he's quivering.
Bring
He,
it on.
he raises the crossbow, shaking, just pulls the trigger. 7. It just poof, it shoots upwards.
Isn't he wondering how he's freezing to death while on
he
fire?
runs around the corner and vanishes from sight. Okay, this one knows at least roughly where Elle's at, so it's going to move forward 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to
Did he
ready.
know?
He's readying an action because he saw you also shoot his buddy, and he's taking some cover along the side of the wall right there. It is now 10, 15, 20. You watch Elle as this guy comes around the corner, but doesn't see you, but is looking around for you as he readies in action.
He's
Okay,
gonna step out from the shadows and murder him.
Magnus, it is your turn.
Alrighty. Alright. So my buddy died, huh? Is he gone?
He walked around the corner and you lost sight of him.
Ah. Then I think. Let's see here. Just in range.
Okay.
Steps around the corner and says a little incantation.
All right. As soon
And
as you
shoot
step around the corner, he also sees you and releases a crossbow bolt at you.
Alright, you little fucker. That's a hit.
Take 7 piercing damage.
Even with mage armor, that's a hit. And then I shoot a ray of frost right back in his face. And
That
I think
hits.
That's a hit.
For
Yes.
8 cold, as he is also freezing, but not dead. Hey,
Yes.
that guy's not freezing no more. Now he's just on fire again, or thinks he is. Okay.
And then I'm actually going to move around to this corner of the house.
Okay. How do you do this shift like that so it moves like that? I don't actually know on Roll20.
Spacebar.
When you're clicking and dragging your token before you drop it into a grid tile, like
Yeah.
while you have it picked up, you hit spacebar and then you keep hitting spacebar to drop new points.
And then you just let it go.
Yeah, and it will measure as you like draw the line.
I
And
knew
then when
about
you
the
let
measuring.
go, when you let go, it doesn't look like anything to you, but to everyone else, they see the movement.
Okay, I didn't know that. Interesting.
So that's my turn though.
Elle, you are up. There's a man. You're hidden behind a couple crates, and he's looking around for you.
Oh, also Magnus is gonna like signal around the corner and be like, "Luke, down here! I got your back! Down here!" Hopefully
He's
notices me.
actually inside the house, but you
Oh, he is.
there's probably a window there that you could see him.
Does he know I'm on the roof?
No, you're
He's
inside
on the
now.
roof, right?
But you probably see him in the window because of the angle you're at. There's
I
most
don't know. I
likely.
said I was hiding behind full cover.
Yeah,
so-
no. Regardless, I'm just shouting blindly around the corner in case he can. I know he's around somewhere because last I knew, I think he's above me somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I pushed him on the roof last I knew. All right, and yeah, Elle's turn. Go ahead, darling.
It's a possibility that this will not go in my favor.
I'm a
but-
fan of it.
Those are always the best decisions, Elle.
Creep up next to him. He's now looking around. He's looking around. As you take his great sword, he sees you in panic, releases a crossbow bolt at you at disadvantage because you're in melee range.
Oh,
He
good thing you're in
rolls
melee
a
range.
6 instead of a 20, and he misses in the panic as you kind of uppercut through him and just slice him in half.
Slois?
Slices, he just
Bye-bye.
falls apart. Anything else you wish to do with your turn?
Did I hear Magnus?
Yeah.
Okay, so I moved 5 feet, so I'm gonna go there.
Okay. Okay, is that
and my turn.
okay?
Boink.
Luke, you are up.
Okay, so I like poke my head out the window, see Elle running, decide to give her some cover. Ready action in the window after I've reloaded the previous time, and hold my action to fire on the next idiot to walk in my line of sight. That's not my teammate. Let me rephrase that.
You ready your action. Okay, it is now their turn. Shivering, he just decides to take a peek out, see who he can find, and he sees Elle, which also comes into your view, Luke.
May I shoot him now?
You may shoot him.
Yes,
16
ready to
for
action.
11. And he goes down. He
12.
had
12 damage.
He had 3 HP left.
Whatever. Overkill. I want him to disintegrate with just his shadow existing on the floor.
Okay. Elle, it is your turn.
Disintegrate in a ball of fire. Ash.
I guess I make my way this way.
Okay.
You got this, Elle.
I mean, I really don't know what else there is to do right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any more guys in sight?
Good question.
You climb through the window where I'm at.
We don't see any more fellows. Oh, but the one guy that I was fighting disappeared around the corner. That little twat.
Technically, I guess
Well-
I'm here.
I
Yeah.
don't see anything because I
So,
couldn't see Magnus's
A
fight,
thing
right?
you can do is if you're looking for someone that's potentially stealth or hidden that's at least potentially in view, you can use your action to use a perception check and see if you can spot them. If you beat out their stealth, if there's a hidden creature, you will know where they're at.
Okay. I don't have great perception, but sure. It can't be like investigation or anything.
It's perception.
But investigations when you have time.
I also use investigation for putting 2 and 2 together when players aren't. To see if their characters do.
Yeah. Elle, you do not spy any enemies nearby.
Okay, well,
You do not
In that
hear or see. You really probably can't smell unless you're like have that spell or skill. So, do you move anywhere else, or is that your turn?
no, since I don't see anybody
Mm-hmm.
and we're going toward the well,
Okay.
I'll go here. Is that 30?
One more.
Boink.
Okay. That is your turn. Luke, you are up.
Magnus, there, come cover me here in the house while I cover Elle. As I
Oh.
sit in the window and ready in action after reloading, because I didn't reload. Because I ready action. I reload now.
You're in a house
And-
now.
He's been in the
Watch
house.
your
Yeah.
back.
Oh, you just heard it, yeah. All right, it is the bandit's turn. Magnus, I'm going to reveal him now, but you do not see him because he rolled a 19 on his stealth. As he comes around this corner and spies you and just charges forward and just stabs you in the back with his scimitar.
Fucker.
He has advantage on the attack. 14, which hits you
Damn,
for
it
6
does.
slashing as he just stabs, or I guess he slices across your back. Ah! And he makes
Magnus.
himself known.
Is bloodied.
He goes, if we're gonna die, you're at least coming with us.
Is there a window on that side of the house too?
You couldn't see him from where you're at.
No, I'm just asking. Is there a window? If he says something about it, that I can pop my head out of later.
There's a window we mentioned there's a window right here.
Okay.
Okay. That is the end of his turn. As Magnus, you're up. I apologize.
No worries.
There, fixed it.
Run to me and call for help. Run to me and call for help.
This man is like he got his skin is like dark and like rotted away on most of his body. He's got frostbite on his fingertips. He's
Visibly
breathing
bloodied.
heavily. He is not looking good. Visibly bloodied by a very large amount.
Stab him with your dagger.
My dagger is not as good as my Ray of Frost.
Ray of Frost, you have
But
disadvantage
you-
on the attack though because it's in melee range.
Okay.
Dagger him in the mouth. Do it.
Would you
Give
say
it
the
the
same?
impression.
Would you do the same thing for Necrotic Shroud?
Necrotic Shroud is a saving throw. There's no disadvantage.
All right.
Okay.
Damn.
I gotta make the save.
He takes.
He die. If he succeeds, he takes no damage.
Yeah.
But in this case, he's breathing, and then a little bit of like actual like pale skin color he had left just turned to black as he just like starts to scream in pain and just collapses to the ground and dies.
It's like when they drink out of the wrong cup in Indiana
Exactly.
Jones.
It's exactly
Ugh.
the finisher just
It melts?
turn like you
What's
get
it
like,
like when you open the
you
Ark
become
of the Covenant?
They turn into like ash. Your skin turns into ash and it blows away, and you're just a skeleton, a charred skeleton underneath.
yes.
It literally, it's like having necrotizing fasciitis. If you know what that
Gotcha.
is.
It's like Empatiga to the
Yes,
extreme.
it's exactly like impetigo. It's instant impetigo.
Oh,
all right,
man.
and then I move up around the house a little bit. I think that's
That
in a combat.
is it. That was the
Yeah.
last one left.
As far as we know.
at least in this area.
Yes, in this area, that is the last one left.
So gonna run immediately to Elle.
Mm-hmm. She looks about as well as you do.
And do I have any healing potions left in my inventory?
I get that far out of the building.
I don't.
Yeah, we could take a quick break before we dive into the well. Use your hit dice.
Yes. Let's please take a break before we dive into the well. Magnus is like coughing blood and
Use your staff.
bleeding out of his back. My staff is empty, friend.
Don't you get some charges back on a...
Only on long rests.
Oh.
If you or a loved one has suffered from necrotic damage, you may be entitled to compensation. That's a great one, Momo.
That is fantastic, Momo. Thank you.
Yes,
That's
you
the
are.
just. I should wear that on a sign around my neck. Yeah, so I say this little square house looks great for going inside and trying to camp until we go inside the well. We can keep a watch on this little courtyard here, and we can rest.
Okay. You guys enter into that house. You find two bloodied and dead peasants on the floor. Most of them have like stab wounds through their hands as they tried to protect and defend themselves. If you had maybe gotten here sooner, you mean maybe they would have still been alive. Other than that, the house has been ransacked.
So-
rugs have been pulled up. Looks like they were
Quick
looking for
question.
something.
Are you saying that if we went straight across town, we could have saved these people instead of going around?
That is a little bit of a thought you might have had, Luke. Or if maybe you guys didn't spend time trying to
I
save
mean,
the
we
rest
were-
of town from a fire. There's a lot of things of what ifs. I mean, there's always
yeah.
consequences to your
Yeah,
actions.
maybe we should have taken a more direct route.
We were gonna run into these bad guys here regardless. We were gonna have to battle this battle no matter which direction we came from.
Oh, by the way, what I wanted to tell you sooner is I think that somebody here is a rat, if you know what I'm saying. Because how else would you know that this lady here with those necromantic powers, were there unless somebody had a spy, So I think we should be
So-
careful about anyone we encounter. for the
Magnus,
rest of this
you're
trip.
hearing this like explanation from Luke, and at that same point, you have the idea that they have literally burned down the other side of the village, and this is really the only other side left. So obviously, they are moving this way.
Yeah. So I mean, there's nowhere left to explore but this area. They're all gonna be coming our way soon. I would assume if there's any still remaining.
Well, if there are any that remain, they're not going to be here for very long, Because we'll do what we do best, flail about for a bit and then just murder them.
Maybe we should go down the well. Maybe that's a more suitable place to rest if the townsfolk are actually safe there. It's a gamble, but it's probably.
But what if we kind of get in the well and there's some shit down there and we're not prepared for it,
Well, listen, they're for sure coming here.
They're not for sure going to the bottom of the well. It's a gamble either way. I say we go in the well and then rest.
You know, that's probably I hate to say that it's an idea that's good because, I didn't come up with it there, but, I suppose, if you say I did it, then I'll take credit for it and we can go ahead and do it.
That's a great idea, Luke. We should go in the well first. And then Magnus just like walks out the door towards the well.
Okay, dear.
Elle, I'm assuming you follow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Age before beauty there. Oh, hold on.
We may be taking a quick break because I
Are
believe
the cops?
someone,
Are the cops?
I believe
cops knocking
someone
on your
has
door?
birthday cake to get.
Well, yeah. So I think I am definitely down to play longer if you guys are, but we've been playing a while and we just beat a battle. So before we jump down the well, let's
I
take.
gotta go take a break and get some.
Yeah,
cake.
let's take a quick.
Apologize about.
No,
the
that's
delay
right.
Here.
It's
We're
fine.
gonna
Go.
take, like,
We'll take a break.
A 5 or
Okay.
10 minute break. We're gonna play some commercials for you guys.
Mhm.
Hang tight. We'll be back and we're gonna play maybe another hour. I don't know.
It would probably be like
30
30 minutes to
40
30 to 45 minutes.
And
I
if
would
I'm
say.
not back, just make an impulsive decision for me, Aaron.
That's not hard to do. And we are back. Thank you guys for waiting. Like I said, we probably will have about another half hour to 45 minutes to go. And then we will be back next week, obviously. So let's get right back into it. You guys walk over to the well. And what do
Yeah.
you do?
I'm going to jury rig some sort of weird pulley system to let myself down.
Well, there
Doesn't let me-
is
Does it have
a
a
bucket
bucket
and
on a
there is a
rope?
bucket and a rope already on there with a little crank.
I'm going down myself, baby.
You're gonna make my own crank and bucket with a rope.
Yeah, that way they don't know I was there. So I attach a rope to the crank, which will only go one direction somehow because I'm smart. Don't ask me how it's gonna happen.
Okay, so Luke spends the next 15 minutes doing that while you guys
15
just
seconds, you mean?
go
I'm
down.
gonna roll for that shit. I gotta spin around time. Let me roll for that.
gotta tie a
Jury
proper
rig.
knot,
Where's-
gotta find the
where's my-
bucket.
Where's
So
my
Luke
jury
spends
rig?
15 minutes as both Magnus and
I
Elle, are you
have
going
the
down?
rope in there.
You're so loud.
You are quite
Whatever.
loud.
I can't help it. I'm a loud human being. What do you want from me?
That is accurate. We'll have to figure something out with
All right,
that.
whatever.
but-
I'm going
yeah,
down the well
I
first because
presume-
apparently this is my idea now.
Okay,
So I go first.
Luke goes down first. Are you just gonna climb down the rope? Or are you gonna have someone crank you down? What's
I'm
the
gonna
plan?
just do the whole slide down the rope thing with the bucket where you just ride it, and then put my other foot on the wall to kind of slow my descent.
All right, so you're gonna have it up and you're gonna hop on, and someone's gonna slowly crank you down while you have your foot in the bucket and you're slowing yourself. Okay,
Sure.
that's at least kind of what I'm understanding from that. All right, so Luke does that. Who's goes next, and then who's last?
I'll go next. Jazzy, you can stay and watch.
Yeah,
You're
because you're the
tall.
strongest.
You're
You're
gonna keep
the tall one.
you're keeping an eye out, Elvin, above. Okay.
Also, she doesn't have dark vision.
it's not nighttime.
We're in a well.
That's true.
Sorry.
I don't know why daytime would matter in a well.
Mm-hmm. So you guys travel down, and you
Mel's
eventually.
gonna
Luke,
kill you.
yes, it turns out that there's a giant crocodile at the bottom of the well, and you
Well,
just,
you know what?
Ah!
I'm coming back
Goodbye,
as a
warm water.
halfling barbarian.
All
my
right.
current character's annoying.
Sorry to interrupt. All right, go ahead.
So it's fine. You travel down slowly through it. Magnus, you follow up not too long after. I'm assuming you're climbing down it. Is my guess after him? Yes. No, Magnus.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
sorry.
he is.
Sorry, I didn't realize you were
Uh-huh,
asking me.
no
yes,
problem.
I am.
All right. So you get down to the bottom, Luke, and you look around. Oh, your dark vision, and give me a perception check. Because where it stands right now, it looks like a well.
Do I
Okay.
get advantage
You
somehow?
do no.
They told me about how there's a secret thing down there. I should get perception because I know I'm looking for it.
Yeah, but you were mean to me.
No, you're the one that was incorrect in this.
Either way,
light in the well.
you look around and you begin to look, and you notice a slight faint light in a small crack between two of like the well stones.
Oh, hey there, as I point there. Just like standing like a dog does, like pointing, just kind of like, oh, hey there.
Okay, are you're
From the top of the well, I'm like, what do you see?
I thought you were down here with me. First off.
he's still working his way down.
Oh, there's some light there between the rocks here. Should I just kind of go ahead and just open it there, or should I wait for you? As
Wait
I'm currently
for-
just opening it anyway.
Oh god. I like yell back up the well. I'm like, Elle, hurry down.
Oh no, you don't know I'm opening it. I said, should I wait there?
Madness, as he goes, should I wait? As you see this bright light at the bottom of the well start to appear and like flood upwards in the well.
Oh, hey there. How are you guys doing?
As that happens,
Top of the,
would
after the-
you
or...
please give me a dexterity saving throw?
Oh, okay. There. I can kind of do that there.
Okay, so you hear this as you reactively duck as two arrows hit right above your head.
I would like to say that I shouldn't even have to duck because they were expecting a tall human.
They were aiming for the chest.
Whatever. I'm like 3 foot tall.
Yeah, which is chest height.
Yeah, 6 foot tall human. That's like 6
You
inches
duck.
above my head.
And you hear from inside, state your name. Who are you?
You can call me, Mr. Warmwater, or Luke for short. There, we're actually from the Shadowguard here. We got
Prove it.
shows badge.
Well, like, throw it here. We can't see that far.
Takes badge off, holds it in front of him,
Throw it.
throws it like however far distance I can throw
You
things.
just like whip it.
Just frisbee it at his face.
You see a
Dick.
person come, like you have torches along this little like small entranceway. It's about 5 feet tall or so, and it's kind of darkness beyond that. The light is being blocked. You see someone step out of the shadow and walk toward you. Very gruff man in a brown apron, massive muscles with a black mustache and a beard.
Oh, there! If I didn't say it better. You look like a blacksmith to me, there.
He says nothing to you as he walks forward and bends down and grabs the your sigil, basically.
For future reference, there, when you bend down, you should maintain eye contact with anything, so nothing can happen. Yeah, just some advice
He
there for
kind of looks and goes,
survivability.
if you were going to make any move, they have me covered. And he reaches down, grabs it, looks at it, and goes, this seems real. Where'd you get it? Who'd you kill?
I kind of got it when I went to training there at the Shadowguard thing. And then I kind of like polished it up when I was in Whiteborough because
I think
that's
Magnus, this
why
is
I
when
got
you reach the bottom and like Luke is still like 1 foot in the bucket holding the rope and like just balancing himself as you're like right above him.
Luke, move out of the way.
Hold on there 1 second there, Magnus. Can I get off this bucket, fellas? Or are you guys gonna get kind of upset with me and my buddy here? Waltzing into your little
Kind of thing.
establishment?
Magnus casts light on the end of his staff. It illuminates
It
the room.
illuminates. Yeah.
The well bottom? Where the-
Well,
the well-
yeah, he has it illuminate. It basically, for the most part, it's blocked by this massive hulking man. You can still see little cracks past him, and you see. I mean, you can make out probably a good 5 or 6 different set of legs.
I also want to flash my Shadowguard.
He just kind of looks at you and goes, turns around and starts walking back into the room.
Why why does nobody believe me? Ever.
Sometimes you just
Is it my face there? You can be honest with me. I won't hold it against you for long.
power in numbers, Luke. Power in numbers.
And then I follow behind the man back
Okay.
into the room.
I follow him depressedly and meekly.
Elle, do you follow after they yell for you, or do you stay up there and keep watch?
I would probably be more helpful being down there with them.
Keep them both in line.
I also, before the man like leaves, I'm like, actually, we need to wait for our companion for a moment, and they're like, Elle, it's all clear.
That's precisely when we watch Elle like sliding down. You hear the rope burning like on her like leather glove, and she just lands with her foot in the bucket, takes a step off, and follows in behind you.
Sweet.
Hey there, can I get my sigil back? By the way, I kind of need it.
He tosses it to you.
I collect it, put it back in my pouch.
Just had to make sure
Sure.
you weren't lying.
You know,
You aren't the first to come down here.
if I was gonna lie, I wouldn't say I was Shadowguard. I'd say Grey's Guard.
Greyloss.
Whatever, same shit.
He looks and goes, so what are you here for?
It's funny. We were actually looking for, a blonde girl named Felicia here. You wouldn't happen to know where she's at, would you?
A blonde girl named Felicia. Human?
Probably. The guy up top there, whatever his name was, as I repeat his name, if he ever introduced it.
You guys never asked for his name.
God damn it.
Well, he knew where you were.
Yeah, that guy there.
It's
I describe him. I describe him and his kids and his wife.
Okay, he gives you the name of the person. He recognizes them from your description.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
yeah,
actually have a name for him, but he recognizes them.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, he kind of told us that he saw a girl like this come a couple days ago there, and then you had all this trouble here with the.
Magnus also chimes in and says, he also told us that you were here, and we came to help if need be.
Yeah. Wait, he said there.
Both things.
It is appreciated. We were planning on holding out here and hiding until they left. You said there was trouble. Yes, there was trouble a few days ago. Well, are you just here to assist us? How did you hear about what was happening?
Something about undead.
Actually, I believe it was a decree from the Grand Alchemist, Iron Bull.
I wouldn't know anything about decree. They're so far north. We rarely ever hear anything from them.
Regardless, sir, it's Shadowguard business, but we're happy to help you while we're here.
It was appreciated. So what are you looking for exactly?
Blonde girl, named Felicia.
There is no blonde girl named Felicia in this town. I regret to inform you.
How long have you actually, been down here in this well?
6 to 8 hours, I would guess. Basically, we ran here. We brought as many as we could once they entered the town.
Could you ask, anyone here if they've seen anything of that nature there? A young blonde woman coming in through town at all?
I'm sure
Anything.
someone could come into town. Are you looking for Valna?
Is she blonde or a woman or?
I mean, she's blonde, but she's an elf. She's a half elf.
Half elves and elves can still be women too.
Of course, but you didn't know which race, and I still don't know if I can trust you.
We can say the same thing about you. So since we both can't do that, let's just try to be honest with each other.
Okay. Looking for Valna. Why are you looking for her?
It's the grand, like he's yet there. The
quest from a grand person in Whiteborough. What else is new from any nobility in that town?
One of the other things there is that what was the name of the other town, by the way? The next state over that
Valden?
invaded?
No. You're talking about the country. The country is Testrax.
We kind of think that these Tesseract there folks, we're looking for her, and the sooner we get her out of here, the sooner that they will leave you all alone, and we can return back to your safe state of being.
Okay, and you say that you see a small hand, not like child hand, but like a woman's hand, reach onto this man's shoulder, and she goes, "I believe they are looking for me." As this woman said before, she's a half elf. She is blonde hair, quite beautiful, in what looks to be traveler's clothes. There's nothing that you can discern by looking at her that seems out of the ordinary or special. She seems like just an ordinary looking half elf.
No.
Is she a child or an
She
adult?
looks to be in elf year. She looks to be like a 20-year-old if she was human.
Okay.
She kind of looks and goes, "So you come looking for me by the request of this grand alchemist?"
That's what he made the request there for. I don't. know.
I'm gonna poke Luke in the ribs and whisper from like over his shoulder into his ear. I'm gonna say in Elvish.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry there. Let me speak to you here in Elvish. Anyway, so the guy, I'm not sure how you say alchemist or whatever in English, but whatever
perfectly
the translation
understandable.
there is. He has a personal request for you. I don't know exactly what he wants, but he seems to have your best interest in mind, given your new latent abilities. He kind of wants to, make sure you're in a safe position there. We are here to help escort you safely over there. If that's okay with you.
So I'm gonna whisper in his ear some more.
God.
Ask if we can speak alone without these other men.
Do you suppose I could get a moment alone with you? Not in an inappropriate way, but in a kind of a conversational way with you and my colleagues here.
She looks at you and goes, "I haven't heard someone speak in that dialect in a very long time."
Well, I kind of came from an Elvish family of school of making pudding.
Oh.
Do you like Elvish pudding? Gives her some pudding.
I do. Thank you. I
Oh,
appreciate it. She takes it,
absolutely.
looks at it,
Can we,
and just puts it in her bag because she is not eating that right now. She doesn't know who you are. She doesn't trust you enough.
Anyway,
She
can we
goes,
have a
"I'm-
quick word here? Then you can have your friends watch your back if you like.
I
We're
am
not trying to do
quite sure that anything you say, well, one, I doubt any of them speak Elvish. And secondly, I'm sure anything you have to
never know.
say is okay to be said in front of them. They have protected me. So I have nothing. I have nothing to hide.
there. Oh, hey there. She kind of says she wants to speak around with all of us there. Is that okay with all of you?
I would also prefer if we spoke in common so they all may hear what we are talking about.
Of course, Vidal. I just want to make sure it's okay that we're not going to.
It is
say
perfect.
anything weird.
It is perfectly acceptable. I have nothing to hide.
Okay, there. So, comedy is. So anyway, what kind of questions do you want to ask her, Magnus? I don't even know, actually. I didn't read the debrief.
Why don't you go sit over there, and Elle and I can ask questions.
I'm gonna go sit off to the side and eat pudding.
Okay.
This is Elle.
It's a pleasure.
Can I take her hand and do
Yeah.
the little mooch thing?
Yeah, you can do that. So you reach. She goes, "Oh, okay."
And I'm Magnuson, and he takes a big bow.
She kind of curtsies toward you. It's a pleasure. I thank you for helping this village.
It's nothing really. It's we aim to do good where we can.
As do I.
We would like to ask you a few questions. For there are some rumors, I guess, surrounding you.
Yes. What would you?
Magnus just turns and looks at Elle,
Well, we've heard that you have special skills when it comes to the undead.
I don't know if you would really call it a skill. Camera should be back in a second.
go.
I don't know how I did it. I've never done it before, but one of the people who treated me very nicely here, when the undead came, they were in danger, and I there was nothing I could do. So I panicked, and I just screamed, and they stopped. And then they looked at me, and I commanded them to go, and they left. All of them.
You didn't raise the creatures yourself.
No. I would never do such a horrible thing.
Interesting. Magnus pulls out a notebook, starts jotting down notes.
Okay. Yes, no, that's not something I would do. I'm not here to hurt anybody. But if this newfound power that's awakened in me can be of some service to the people, I mean, there's no greater thing that could be done.
I want to poke Magnus real quick. Hey, what do you suppose happened to the undead she sent away?
Just wait. We'll get there.
And then I'm again going to turn back to Jazzy.
Okay. Elle?
To Elle, sorry.
I was more getting her attention also. So Magnus looks at you. He's waiting for you to see if you have a question.
Have you always lived here, or did you come recently?
I came here recently. I mean, I've come here plenty of times before. I am quite acquainted with most of the townsfolks. She kind of starts to tear up a little, like at least some that are left. Oh God.
I'm terribly sorry for your loss.
Thank you. She puts her hand, she clasps your hand. She goes, "Thank you."
Where is it that you live or come from?
It's from somewhere very far away. I typically do a lot of traveling for work. I'm a merchant by trade.
Magnus pipes up and says,
So, had the undead made an appearance here before you showed up?
and I kind of turn to like the rest of the group behind
Kind
her
of
a
looks.
little
He
bit.
goes, "They're a common occurrence. Never so many at a time. Typically it's a couple here and there. The Grey Laws take care of them, and we're perfectly safe. In this case,
Which direction do they normally come from? Scattered?
it's scattered. It varies. They come from the west gate. They come from the east gate. They come and they just bound on the walls to the north and south. It's random.
I guess a better question is, when you asked them to leave, my dear, where did they go?
Like I turn back to the girl.
I didn't really have any specific. I mean, my thought was just a forest, just for them to leave and go back to the
Well,
wilderness.
When they did leave, they must have headed in one direction. A town guard or someone must have seen where they went.
You would probably have to ask them. I mean, I was more concerned with my friend at that point. They walked away, and I made sure that they were safe.
Hey, how is your friend doing? Is there something? Were they injured, or can they
No,
need
no.
your assistance or anything? Or
Thank the gods, he's perfectly fine.
Well, if you wouldn't mind, I would like you to join our party. We could deputize you in the name of the Shadowguard, and we can possibly help with this undead problem.
I mean, if
with
I
the
leave,
better
what if they
understanding
what if they
though.
come back? Or, I mean, how am I more safe with you than I am with these folks here?
You, in fact, are more unsafe, but you have a chance to put an end to this problem and save a lot of people in this town. And you have a special gift, and I would like to know more about it. I'd be willing to split any gold the Grand Alchemist is willing to pay.
So come with you to see this Grand Alchemist.
If you didn't mind, we would treat you well, and I would split my pay with you.
Why don't you give me a persuasion check with advantage?
Your money talks, baby.
Except when you roll poorly.
Except for when you have a 0 to your persuasion.
What's advantage?
Oh, 20!
Yes!
You are. She goes, I mean, that does not sound like a terrible plan. I would like to see what this alchemist has to say about my condition. Maybe they've seen it before.
I mean,
This could be fun.
You must be curious. You're accustomed to the road.
I am. I would definitely like to know what this person knows. Maybe they've heard of it before.
Wonderful. Well, first, perhaps we should go about securing the village, no? And I turn and look at Jazzy and...
Absolutely. Oh, hey, sorry. Sometimes I'm speaking Elvish.
If you would, I would prefer it if you just spoke in the common tongue. It is insulting to speak when others cannot understand it. You, as speaking in that dialect, should know this.
What was her name again?
Her name is Valna. Her real name is. She's not Felicia. The guy just didn't know, and he just gave you a name from before. Is kind of what you guys assume. He knew what she looked like, but he had no idea what her name was at all.
Bastard.
Her last name is Withrian. I will put it in chat so you guys can get that.
All right. Wow, I spelled it really close.
Oh, really? I spelled
Well,
it
maybe
completely
you would've-
wrong.
Pronounce the last name with the second th.
Yeah. Withrithen.
Yes. And give me a break.
He can't read, guys.
Okay.
Can't read, no good.
So can we help all these people back out of the well and try and secure the town with our larger group now?
They kind of look and go, I think we would rather stay here. They will leave eventually, and we will be safe, and we will rebuild.
Well, okay.
I would rather not risk my own life for inanimate objects that we can replace.
Fair enough. Well, I think it's the right thing to do for us to rest with you as well for a while and wait before we head out.
You are more than welcome.
Take a long rest.
You guys can take a long rest.
So I say we even wait up to like 12 or 24 hours to see if the bandits do clear out.
You guys just kind of hang out here for like a day
Are we
roughly.
just gonna let everyone else die? I'm not okay with that. I'm leaving the well.
Well, the only other people we could find weren't interested in coming to the well. Otherwise, they would have come with us. You know what I mean?
So when you guys take this long rest, you each gain 50 experience.
Nice. Like the townspeople aren't holding it against us that we're resting here with them. You know what I mean? Like,
no, they're definitely giving you kind of a safe location to rest, and the likelihood of you being caught or found out is very, very low. I think during the rest, at one point, Valna goes over to Elle and she goes, "Is everything all right, my dear?
Yes, everything's quite fine. Why?
You seemed a bit quiet, and I just wanted to make sure nothing was bothering you. I mean, it's very strange to see a woman such as yourself traveling with two of the littler folks." She's talking just to Elle with nobody else around. She kind of pulls her off to the side.
Well,
as a GM.
you see, these two do a lot of talking, so I mostly sit back and wait until they mess up, and I have to come in to mostly battle people.
Magnus is like, yeah.
She goes, interesting. If I make a suggestion, sometimes they talk a little too much, and it might be good of you to interrupt them to save yourself. It would be a good thing to consider.
I will take that into consideration.
Okay. If there's anything else
I don't like her anymore.
She's only speaking to Elle, so neither of you hear this.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm speaking as a player, not a character.
She just looks and goes, "But I'm also here, so if you need someone to talk to, feel free to come find me."
I'd love to see a pretty face like yours more often.
As would I. And then she...
She's got a thing for you!
She walks
You
away.
want me to teach you some Elvish? I can teach you some Elvish.
Okay. So we're roughly at the half-hour point.
This is a great place to stop, I think. Long rest. We get all our hit dices back.
Get all your hit dice, your spells, all that stuff. And then next week, we will see how the group gets back to town, to Whiteborough, with their newfound companion.
The Grand Alchemist is in Whiteborough, right?
They're in Whiteborough, yes.
All right, cool. I also realized I have not visited my younger sister since I've been in Whiteborough, so we should probably do that too.
Okay, yeah, that's something you want to do when we get there. I would make a note so
Can we take a quick side trip to get that book, by the way?
Well, let's finish. While we have this.
I mean, it's not that far of a
obviously-
trip from Whiteborough to East Hollow after you drop her off, if need be.
Also, can you get burial rights to the people you didn't do it before?
Osgood
Yeah, well,
still.
I assume once the bandits are cleared out, if we wait them out, I will help the people in the town do burial rites, obviously. But also, I was gonna say, yeah, we need to, if we're gonna have Valna in our party, we need to do that first and then go to the book, right? Wouldn't that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess we could just like get free help and by just making her take a detour with us.
I mean,
That's
the book
possible,
could
too.
be gone.
Yeah.
And man, she also
exactly.
had that same thought process of Osgood laying there in the middle of the town, dead. There is
I know.
There's that risk. Okay.
Oh,
So-
hey there, you could ask her to resume, and we can just have him come back with us again there.
So,
Wink.
everybody who watched today, I hope you enjoyed it. We will be back next Monday at 6 CST, 7 Eastern Time to continue on this story. You can catch me at twitch.tv /Melwind. I stream another D&D game on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Central Time.
And also follow the Dream Stream, the Chop Shop Network on YouTube.
Yes.
I put the link at the bottom there. We upload all of the old episodes to there. They're edited down a little bit as well, so they're a little more easy to listen to. The audio's edited down, so it sounds a little better. You can always check in with that, and all of our other shows actually is on YouTube as well. Give us a sub; we'd really appreciate it.
That we would. In addition to that, I made a mention to it at least once while on break. But for those at the very end of the stream, if you are interested in using some really interesting creatures, especially if you like Monster Hunter, I have been converting every single Monster Hunter monster. I got almost all of them. I have probably close to 80 of them done now. There's about 60 probably in that pile. Maybe it is 80. I'm not really sure. Of them already converted. I should be doing Elder Dragons posted on the Unearthed Arcana subreddit tomorrow once I finish a little bit more of their lore and pictures and make it pretty. Other than that, you can catch me other days, sometimes streaming Monster Hunter because that game is awesome. Is there anything Grover or Jazzy you would like to say? Sounds good.
I'm just gonna say. Oh, Elle, go ahead.
I was gonna say I ship Elle and Volna now.
I just want to say, everybody, start practicing your Elvish.
God.
I want to say thanks to my wonderful party and Dungeon Master for being here, and thanks to everybody at home who tuned in.
Yes.
Everybody who followed, we did get some new follows and stuff like
Awesome.
that. So thanks everyone, and we'll see you next time on Shadowguard.
We will see you later.
Don't forget to play the intro again.